of the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. This weekend, the Orange County Convention Center. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
Each morning across Florida, hundreds of Duke Energy line workers start each day with one thing on our minds: making the grid stronger and more reliable for you. To us, it's about more than keeping the lights on. It's about being more efficient to help lower costs for our customers. It's more than a job, it's a commitment to building a smarter, more reliable energy future for Florida. Find out more at duke-energy.com/FLFeature. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up. This message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows, 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors, 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to EnduranceWarranty.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. We do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening out in the world. We'll do that around 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hour at sports. Our buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game drops by. NBA Finals, Orlando City news, Caitlin Clark news, UCF baseball news. 5 o'clock hour trivia. Tickets to see Santana with Counting Crows over at Amalie Arena.
Nice.
And 6 o'clock hour, Ray Trindley drops by from TK Law. We're going to pose him that question about that footage from Diddy that we talked about last week. We'll talk to him about that. Plus, you heard it here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer, Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
All right, 407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at 77031. Watch us do our thing on YouTube. You can do that. Click through at jimcolbertlive.com, right to our YouTube channel. Give us a like and subscribe while you're there. It helps us out quite a bit. How are you guys doing on this Monday?
Good. Beautiful day.
All right. We'll see you next week.
I mean, we're in the 80s, right?
Yeah,
We're in the 80s. Well, no.
We take that as a win, right?
We do, because Thursday this week we're supposed to be 98.
Yeah. It's the humidity has yet to kick in quite there yet. In June, we do get the heat without the humidity. That will seep in around July.
Actually, that's what they're expecting later on this week, because some mid-Atlantic gyre. There's some switch in the atmosphere, and it means we're going to get hotter and more humid and stormier as well, which is good. without the lightning.
Why is it every time we learn a new weather term, it's usually bad for us?
Yeah, it's never good. Right, you're right.
And it started with El Nino.
I was just about to say
By
that.
the way.
It's taken me 5 years just to figure out what even that thing means to our weather, and I'm still not 100.
Still don't know.
Because Nina and Nino do totally different things.
Well,
and I'm guessing the Nina version is way worse.
It's these massive areas
she's
of
female?
warm or cold water.
Yeah.
And
it's that stereotypical breeze that comes across that. And
Yeah.
man, I'm telling you, if you're on the West Coast, that thing can change everything. And I know it changes a lot here, but I experienced it over there years ago while in Los Angeles. And usually the weather perfect. We're at like a restaurant at like 10 o'clock at night out on the sidewalk, and it is 1,000 degrees out there, and you just could not believe it, how bad it was. I bragged to my wife the
Really?
entire time. I'm like, you're not going to believe LA. The weather is fake. It's so ridiculously good. 24 hours a day. It's the most pleasant place you could ever be. We get there, it's like 88 at night with a sand breeze blowing. It was terrible.
And that's exactly what's going on over the western U.S. They're just being slapped with a heat wave that's just... They've got wildfires in California that's making it difficult. The heat's making it difficult to fight those.
Yeah, but no
Hey, it's
rain.
Monday.
We need some rain, man. That's what we need. We need some rain. We got 4th of July coming up. We need some damn rain.
Well, it looks like Wednesday we have like
Good.
a 50-50 shot at some scattered thunderstorms.
Good. The beginning of the week, I did not see any. I was like, I gotta get rid of that. Gotta get some rain. We gotta start baiting those clouds like the Saudis.
Oh, yeah. Seeding the clouds?
Seeding the clouds like the Saudis.
Does that work?
Well, no. Remember when they had those big floods over there? Never seen weather like that. And the whole thing was, I guess the Saudis are seeding the clouds again. I heard it does work some. Nothing wrong
You
with
don't
that.
know. You don't
You're
know.
right. I don't know. You're right. All right. 407-916-1041. Here's what I do know. Jack is a very interesting study of humanity, by the way.
Oh, really?
He is. Jack had a very difficult day on Friday.
Yes, he did.
But it did not stop him from partying. I'm telling you, he let it go this weekend, and he's going out again tonight. So, Jack,
Oh.
we talked about your scenario Friday on the air.
Yeah.
You kind of prefaced it a little bit on Thursday, talking about what was coming up. You know, we knew that your dog Jeter, God rest his soul.
Yeah. I didn't publicly didn't announce. I told you guys that we had an appointment. We took Jeter in. By the way, he's was 15 years old.
15, okay.
And with us for that length of time.
I thought he was 18.
We got him when he was 8 months old.
Okay.
It was a rescue, and we got him. And he'd been slowing over the past year and a half. It just slowing down. You start noticing things are different, and that decline just seemed to happen a little more rapidly, and it just a steeper decline where you realize it's like I gotta carry him outside. He could only walk like 20-25 feet before he'd just stop, and his back legs were just giving out and stuff, and he'd be wandering around at night. So pretty sure, there was a little doggy dementia happening there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally, a week ago, a week and a half ago, it just got to the point where we made an appointment to bring him in, and the recommendation that doctor in totality said, we need to kind of end his suffering.
Right.
And, we weren't ready at that moment. The doctor was. We were like,
whoa.
Easy, buddy.
Yeah, let's pump the
Settle
brakes
down.
here.
Yeah, quick to the trigger there, Kevorkian.
Well, and to her credit, she was actually wonderful. The doctor was wonderful, kind, gentle, everything you'd want in a vet. And so we definitely appreciate that. But I don't think we're ready. We wanted our girls to be able to also
Say bye and
say
stuff, right?
goodbye.
Yeah.
So brought him home a few more days. She gave us some extra medication, and there was no doubt over those 3 days that that we were making the right decision.
Now, let me ask, because I have to tell you, that was one of the more odd decisions. Jack did tell me he went in on that Monday. The doctor was ready to do the deed. At that point, he decided to bring the animal back home. And didn't you say the doctor was a little surprised that you wanted to do that because of the condition of the...
it's like her recommendation, was, okay, this is, I think euthanasia would be the appropriate call here, and I asked about the process and everything, and it's like, well, do we make an appointment? And she's like, well, you want to take him home?
Oh yeah,
that was the response.
Yeah, right.
I want to take him home.
Almost like it was unsafe to do that. Really, it kind of got the vibe there.
Well, she's like, well, let me prescribe some medicine to deal so help manage his pain.
Right.
Because obviously we don't want to prolong his suffering. But we also wanted to give the girls a chance to come in, and they all did. Came over, and it was good having. I appreciate, because we know Scott Maxwell on the show last week talked about he had 4 hours.
Right.
He had a cat, and then 4 hours later he did
not have a cat. Right. Yeah.
And I talked to Scott a little bit about it, and he said what he would have given for those 3 days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that's interesting. That was going to be my question. Is like, how was the vibe in the house? Did you guys make a special wide pass for Jeter at that point? Did he get a lot of treats? I mean, what was the vibe around?
It's for all the monitoring of the food with the special kidney stuff. It's like, and I even mentioned doctor. I go, so I can feed him whatever he wants, right? She's like, just remember, what goes in comes out.
Oh,
So what we just got some really good, canned dog food stuff. We didn't have to trick him into eating,
right?
Where he could like it, but even that was hard for him to, just in a bowl to lift his head and drink water.
Really,
all the challenges were, it's just, vision wise, he had vision straight ahead, didn't have peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Pretty sure his hearing has been gone for over a year. Judging by the facts that 4th of July fireworks had no effect on him last year. And that used to be the biggest worry in his life, So, we got to spend that time with him, and it was great. And, and then my wife and I had brought him in last Friday, and, we had to say goodbye, and it was sad. I mean, so many people have reached out, and, I made a video and put that on Facebook, and so many people have reached out and sent along their thoughts and condolences. And
it's walking in the house after that sucks so much.
You know what? That was so you prep yourself for going through it, and it's like, okay, I know this is going to be tough, and you're there as he takes his last breath, and you're petting him, and and then you say your goodbyes, but then after that it's. So you go in, it's like, okay, well, we have some, dog stuff to take care of. And
start to think about all the money you're going to save on paper towels.
But it wasn't paper towels. It was the extra laundry I would do. I had a whole, we had a whole stack of.
Would piss on everything.
We call them pea towels. The towels that were kind of designed to, or designated to be rags, but it would be special. We'd do a separate load of those along with his belly bands and stuff. And there's that weird feeling because all of the responsibility, and it wasn't too dissimilar from my mom as well, the responsibility increases as they get older and can't do the things for themselves.
Yep, truth.
And then when they pass, that responsibility is immediately lifted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And your life becomes
weird
and easier.
Yeah.
And then you feel guilt because your life is easier.
Right. You're not chasing around Jeter, trying to figure out where he went to the bathroom, trying to figure out where he is.
Today I woke my Monday morning routine, and I didn't have to take him out.
Wow.
And it's just, and so it's all those things and those reminders that just that little, that little wave of sadness comes back. And, and all the reminders. And you mentioned, going out partying on Friday night. We had tickets to see Earth, Wind and Fire and Commodores.
Ooh.
It was a fantastic show, but my wife, the sadness was there, and you didn't go. It was every couple of minutes I'd have another Jeter thought, and my wife was like, not. It's like everyone's standing and dancing, and sitting down.
There you are,
and just enjoying the show, but happy for the distraction, but. You can't fully distract yourself from the loss.
We did take bets on whether or not. Did you cry?
I heard. Was there money proposed?
Oh,
I want to know.
You tell us, we'll tell you.
Well,
you tell us, we'll tell you, big dog.
I believe because I only heard about 10 minutes of the show that day, and I believe
that's a lie. That's fine though.
You're right. 12. Let's see. No, actually, I was surprised. You broke on time.
So
it was probably 13 minutes of the show. I heard that. I heard the opening segment.
Yeah.
And I think you proffered that I would not.
Not even a tear.
Yeah.
He said.
I what did I say? Did I say you would?
Not even a tear.
Not even a tear is what you said.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you lost that bet.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. You and Scott Maxwell can get a blubber crew going.
Oh, you should talk.
Oh, no, there's no witnesses to it. I wouldn't let that happen.
You're right. Woman, turn away. Everyone turn around.
Yeah, it's...
Well, I'm glad it's over for you, bud. I know that's tough. I've been through it a couple times. It's not good.
No, it's not. And it's common, and you see that, and so many people reaching out on Facebook. And I knew I was going to make I was solely going to post the video of him getting the pick. That was one of my favorite tricks that he would do, would go get the Orlando Sentinel and bring it back into the house and get his treat. And he loved doing that until, the Sunday paper was always the challenge, right?
Oh, yeah. He's dragging that thing, loses a couple ribs.
And so that was the video I was searching for. I think on Thursday night, I spent the night. I had an old-fashioned and maybe 2-3 hours of going through all my pictures and videos for the past 15 years.
God, you are a glutton for it, buddy. I would
he's
never.
a Catholic.
I would never put myself through that. Are you kidding?
That was all the family photos, just looking to isolate the ones of Jeter, right? Looking for videos, and then I discovered the one during the pandemic that my wife Naomi sang over the rainbow with Jeter there, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of too perfect, and so. Then I just took all the other pictures and videos I had and kind of edited them all together. And it gave me something to do that was respectful of him and kind of enjoy going through all of that time, remembering all those, times with him. Jimmy, you mentioned on the show on Friday how, my girls were, when we got him, my girls were 5 and 10.
Right.
And then, Alana was a little bit older at the time. But, so they grew up with him. And,
part of the family.
So he was part of the family for a good 15-year run. And we love him. We miss him. But it was time for him.
Yeah. Well, again, man, anytime you have to do something like that, especially if you know in advance, I would almost... God, I tried to kind of figure out if I'd rather have it happen like Scott had his cat happen, like just kind of immediate, no way to think about it. This has to happen. Or like you, where you get to take the pet home, have some time with it, say your goodbyes. I don't know which I'd rather have. I'd probably take your possibility there.
I think it was. I was glad to have that time.
Yeah.
I will tell you that I was definitely glad to have that time.
All right,
and thank you to everyone who reached out. It was very sweet, kind, and appreciated.
Very nice. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 770-311. Don't watch that video though.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you know what? He gets the paper in it.
I know, yeah.
Do not watch that video,
Not before you go on the air.
He was
right.
at Suds Pumps and Pints, so you see him there when I washed him.
Yeah. If you had even a little bit of a bad day, just save that one for later. Oh, that one hurts a little bit. What do you got for news, Deb?
Well, we're going to talk about scientists warn of a record early warming of the Atlantic Ocean. Lake County Police ID a suspect accused of killing a store clerk. We finally have a name to that POS. And a couple pulls up a safe while magnet fishing in a New York City park. We'll tell you how much was inside and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 770-311. Back in a sec with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Make your smart speaker smarter. Hey, Google, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound for those traveling by the major attractions exits. The earlier crash reported eastbound on the 408 is now just blocking the shoulder between 436 and Goldenrod. If you happen to see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area today, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by DellAir.com. Feel the Dell Air difference. Let Dell Air help you declare energy independence with a new AC system for up to 50% savings on energy bills. Call or visit DellAir.com to book your free estimate and start saving with summer rebates, specials, and interest-free financing.
Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, maybe it's time to replace those single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep that heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. And if too much outside noise is getting inside, maybe you should replace those older windows and doors. Use that laminated insulated glass. It can provide as much as 100% improvement. Plus, we want to keep that noise outside where it belongs. And they're offering rebates, $100 per window and $200 per door. Also, 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing is available for that completely free in-home consultation. Simply call or visit them online at trusttheleaderfas.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
The biggest stars in the universe
are on a collision course
with one stage.
Vegas, make some noise!
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, returns.
Re-entering the Las Vegas atmosphere this September. Stream live only on Hulu.
Be here as our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed.
Tomorrow morning at 8.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Florida truly is the Sunshine State, and it shows in everything we grow. When you shop, choose Fresh from Florida.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to be mine. I tell you right now.
Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think? You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there. Huh?
Sorry. Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah! That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
EasyCater. 100,000 restaurants, one platform. Whether you need food for catered meetings or company events, EasyCater has everything to make food for work, work. Seriously, it's all right here in one place. Coffee, snacks, breakfast, daily employee lunches, you name it. Whether you run a nonprofit or a company with offices nationwide, we've got you covered. Anywhere work happens, EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work, work. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
One more rep. You got it. 10. Nice work. You're a beast. Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix Total T makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix, that's the testosterone booster TV ads with Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt, right?
Yes. The key ingredient is Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Are they still giving out complimentary bottles to people?
Yes. Nugenix is a great way to feel stronger and leaner with more energy, and as Frank says, she'll like it too.
I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
Just send a text. Text BELT to 231231 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text BELT to 231231. That's BELT to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Unless you're watching us talk, then you're likely on YouTube. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe today.
You know, I live on the East Coast, and we do gigs in the summer on the West Coast, like country clubs and stuff. And you'd figure by the time you're done breaking down, 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, be cool. No, the humidity was so oppressive, and just, you were like swimming. I never experienced that on the East Coast. Just brutal.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031.
That just sounds like Florida.
Yeah. Welcome back. I am Jim. Jack is right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here is Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. All right, the early warming of the Atlantic Ocean is sparking concern. U of M Earth Science professor Dr. Brian McNulty says the Atlantic temperature is 2 months ahead of schedule and setting a record for this time of year at 90 degrees.
They're warmer now than what they normally would be at the hottest time of year, which is like the last week of July, the first week of August. That's when the water around here reaches a peak on average, and they're already warmer than that.
McNulty says the water temperature will continue to increase through the summer, which will negatively impact marine life like fish and coral. The warm ocean water also acts as a fuel for hurricanes, leading to more severe storms. And I don't know if you guys heard, but last check, the Hurricane Center is watching 5 tropical waves.
Stop already.
Stop it right now.
5 tropical waves.
It sounds fine. Bring them on. I didn't say that.
No, yeah, exactly. Tell Mother Nature I take it back.
I take it back.
I take it back. A new survey
But if
shows...
you're going to hit, can you do it in the daytime?
A little south.
I'd
new
like to be
survey,
able to go home at 7.
Yeah, no doubt. Shows nearly a quarter of Floridians do not make advanced preparations for hurricane season or other severe weather. The AAA study also found 27% would stay in their homes even if they were warned to evacuate. Now, of those who would evacuate, nearly 2/3 said they would leave only if the approaching hurricane was Category 3 or higher. Now, reasons Floridians give for ignoring evacuation orders range from being afraid they'll lose their job, which I think that would be against the law for you to be fired if you evacuate in the face of a hurricane.
Oh, no, yeah, I think you'll be just fine.
Well, that's one of the reasons that Floridians give for ignoring evacuation orders.
I can't imagine there's one person out there who's been told, hey, look, man, if you try to save your life, you're out of here.
Also, to not being able to bring pets to a shelter. They do have several pet-friendly shelters, but that is important before you take off. And a desire to stay home so they can fix any storm damage to their property. And, of course, that's where the majority of the deaths occur, right? Falls. Carbon monoxide poisoning,
right, yeah.
Live wires.
I was just trying to put this block over my window when that 2x4 went right through me.
All right, if you like going to the beach, a major Volusia County beach access is going to close for the summer. Officials are planning
Seems like a good time to do it.
I was just thinking that. I was like, really? Now you want to do that? But, yep, officials are planning to shut down, the little International Speedway Boulevard approach at State Road A1A in Daytona Beach starting next Monday, June 10th.
Okay.
Not a big beach access or anything. It's not like it's popular. Or,
it's right there.
Crews are going to block off the car beach access ramp in order to add more parking, build a new restroom, upgrade sidewalks.
All right.
The project is expected to wrap up in the spring of next year.
Okay.
The pedestrian walkway and surrounding businesses will remain open.
Well, there you go. If it takes a full year to do it, then doing it now, you'll have it by the beginning of next year. Summer.
Exactly.
Right.
Brand new restrooms, more parking.
Right. You
All
guys
right.
gather around.
Yeah. Speaking of things getting bigger and better, officials with Disney World are looking at a major development plan that could lead to a major expansion of the theme park. This past week, Disney officials announced plans for a $17 billion investment
God damn, really?
in Central Florida over the next 10 to 20 years.
Okay.
Disney CEO Bob Iger says the investment will be spread among all of the Disney parks. Meanwhile, analysts say Governor Ron DeSantis and Disney officials have become more conciliatory in recent months
yeah.
after a years-long dispute over the Don't Say Gay law.
Apparently, somebody on both sides of that equation wound up doing the math.
Right, exactly. Or cashing that check. All right, a workshop series is kicking off this afternoon to discuss newly proposed fee hikes in Osceola County.
Okay.
The county and the city of St. Cloud released their latest impact study last week, recommending an increase that more than doubles the mobility fees in order to build a new home. So the county is considering a 150% hike. The city of St. Cloud is looking at a 224% increase.
No, give me an idea here because I'm not really sure how much those fees normally are.
Well, if approved next month, the rates would take effect in October, potentially making them the highest in Florida.
Okay. Wow.
Isn't that amazing? In St. Cloud, paying higher than you would in Miami.
Yeah.
The first public workshop for the county is taking place this afternoon at the Commission Chambers in Kissimmee. It just goes to show what rapid growth there is in cities trying to keep up with roads, sewer, everything, schools.
Yeah.
And so these fees end up having to go up so that they can, try and make sure that everybody now moving into this area will have the access to the same facilities and.
And as these little cities get discovered, they get to watch other little cities that also got discovered fight with the infrastructure deals like Oviedo's doing with right now.
Yep.
And other areas like that got inundated with people because of, just because of information you have about coming into this market.
Yeah.
We don't have a state income tax here. A lot of good things about the state, plenty to do, easy to get in and out.
Go home.
Now, yeah, right, exactly. Now go home. Your homeowner's insurance is going to be a little bit of a trick.
Oh, and you pay the most car insurance than anywhere else in the country when you live here. All right, this is cucumber season. You guys like a good cucumber salad on a hot summer day?
I love anything cucumber.
Same thing.
Anything
Cucumber
you can make out of
drinks?
cucumber, I love them.
Like them in a salad.
Yep.
Cucumber water.
Delicious.
If I find find myself in a place that serves it, I will not say no.
Right. And of course, we're all big fans of pickles.
Well, a South Florida company, Fresh Start Produce Sales, that's based in Delray, has announced the recall of cucumbers that are suspected of a salmonella risk. Yeah, the whole cucumbers were shipped to 14 states, including here in Florida.
All right.
Now, they were sent to distributors between May 17th and May 21st. So these very well could be in your fridge or on your counter. Fresh Start has contacted customers who received the cucumbers directly from them to remove the cucumbers from the shelves immediately. But if you bought them from the store, if you're not sure where they came from, you don't have the sticker that says Fresh Start anymore, Fresh Start Produce Sales, probably best just to get rid of them. You don't want to play around with salmonella.
All individual fruit and vegetables should have a sticker on it for origin, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
to let you know. Yeah.
Do you scoop the guts?
No.
Are you a guts scooper?
No.
Yeah, I do sometimes when I don't want my salad to, I don't want it too watery. You got to get them guts out of there.
Ew.
Then you want just the crispy, crunchy part. What do you mean, ooh? Get out of here.
Are you thick or thin?
I'm thick, dude. I like thick, crunchy. I like big, thick, crunchy cucumbers because I'm big and thick and crunchy myself.
Mark that.
I already got it.
The search is still underway for a robbery suspect accused of killing a Lake County store clerk last week. Leesburg police posted on Facebook earlier this morning saying they are using the state and federal agencies to try and find 25-year-old Alex Lopez. He's accused of shooting a 51-year-old employee at the Fast Stop Superette last Thursday night, who happened to be on a FaceTime call with his wife at the time that the guy walked in and shot him. It also was his youngest 16th birthday.
Yeah.
Lopez is facing a variety of charges, including premeditated murder And having a gun as a convicted felon, he's considered armed and dangerous. And now you understand why he wore that T-shirt in a funky way, because he's got one eye tat.
He's got a neck tat.
He's got a neck tat that comes down to his chin. So just a real piece of work.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't fire you up, maybe the next story will. I couldn't believe the news notifications when I saw it over the weekend, but a Sumter County teen is charged with premeditated first-degree murder after killing one person and stabbing another Saturday night. Now, it happened just after 10 p.m. at a home in Wildwood where another teen was having a sleepover. The 16-year-old suspect walked 6 miles to the victim's home, banged on the door, and when the 15-year-old victim answered, the suspect forced his way inside and stabbed the teen. Now, the teen victim died at the hospital while another adult victim, I believe maybe the father of the teen who heard the commotion and ran in, was stabbed as well. They're currently hospitalized.
Right.
Authorities say 16-year-old Alexander Warren Hernandez, and when you see this kid's picture, he already looks like a 40-year-old man.
Oh yeah, he does. He is a
beast.
mongrel. Look at him. He is a monster.
He was arrested on multiple charges, including premeditated first-degree murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill.
Yeah.
16 years old.
Yeah, and I think the dad is in bad shape.
Yeah, like in critical condition.
Yeah, he's in bad shape. This guy walked in, it was planned 100%.
Of course. I mean, walked 6 miles to get there.
Was there word on the motive?
No, nothing yet. I mean, Jimmy and I are assuming there may be some bullying maybe in school or...
Yeah, he looks like a guy. Look, I'm not trying to be a dick here, but he looks like a guy who would probably get some bullying. When you're 16 years old and you look like that guy looks like a caveman.
He really does.
He does. He looks like a caveman.
I kept scrolling through the story because I was like, there's no way that grown-ass man is only 16 years old.
Big-ass bulbous nose with that real kind of weird neck beard, that scruffy neck beard. He looks unkempt.
He does look very unkempt. Speaking of teens and students, this is good news. Orange County Public Schools is making sure students don't go hungry during the summer break. The district began offering free breakfast, lunch, and snacks starting today. The program will allow children 18 years old and younger to pick up meals at designated schools, churches, and public libraries throughout the county. Now, people can text the word food to 211 to find their closest pickup site, or you can also visit ocps.net because, of course, this is a really tough season for kids because, they had gone from getting at least 2 meals a day. Now there's usually no meals a day.
Yeah, there's a lady that I follow on Instagram. Her stuff pops up, and her whole feed is she makes very cheap meals for what she calls, we're a trailer park family on a very, very tight budget. I make cheap meals. So her whole things is, turning hot dogs and lunch meat and very affordable proteins into a dinner for her and her family. And it's pretty fascinating because I ate a lot of that growing up.
Yeah, exactly. Who didn't have fried bologna sandwiches?
Yeah, split a hot dog in half and, and then fry that and serve that with mac and cheese and green beans. There you go, buddy.
That's dinner.
Happy Tuesday.
In other education news, Florida voters will decide this fall whether to eliminate nonpartisan school board elections across the state. Amendment 1 would make district school board races partisan, starting with the 2026 elections.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
The ballot measure would reverse another amendment approved in 1998, mandating those races be free of candidates with party labels. Supporters of the amendment say it's all about transparency and not advancing one particular party over another.
Yeah, it so you can rule out people to vote for based on their party affiliation.
Yes.
So you don't have to think.
Or get attracted to a candidate because of that for the worst reason.
Yeah, it's
just because they're that candidate.
It's so you don't have to think.
That's
it's
right.
So you can just vote your party and feel that you've done your due diligence.
Right.
You have not. Now you actually have to, and that's one of the great services of the newspaper is when they do the Q&A.
Yes.
Same questions for all the candidates. You see how they respond. Do your homework. Yeah, I'm sorry. It takes a little effort to be a citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want to do that.
At least you guys should do something. All right. I don't know if you were along, with myself on Saturday, phone in hand, watching, NASA, like so excited we were going to have a launch.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
I learned my lesson and didn't pay attention.
Another launch attempt of Boeing's Starliner spacecraft has been rescheduled for Wednesday. On Saturday, NASA delayed the liftoff call literally just minutes before the mission was set to get underway, blasting off from Cape Canaveral. Officials with the launch cited a technical issue, this time with a ground computer. When it does launch, if it does launch, The Starliner will be the first crewed test flight for the Starliner capsule carrying 2 astronauts to the International Space Station. And while we wait for this, China just landed on the dark side of the moon to collect samples.
Right, exactly, right.
Feeling really good about that.
Exactly, everything's fine.
They started planning for that moon trip on our first scheduled launch date. That's how long it's been.
Yeah, May 6th. May 6th was the last. That was the first launch attempt they had for this
That's
bad
when
boy.
China said, "Hey, let's go to the moon again."
Yeah,
Okay,
all right. How's
This thing's-
Saturday look for you?
This thing's had more hitches than J-Lo's concert.
that's another shit.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, same
really?
here.
Oh,
Well,
well, you guys know something I don't. I'm kind of curious. Maybe later.
They say that the tour was supposed to start here in Orlando.
Yeah.
And they're insisting that it was not bad ticket sales, and they're also insisting it's not because there's trouble in J-Lo land.
Well, what's getting her canceled? If this is a form of cancel, I don't know what she did.
I just think that there wasn't the type of appetite
Jack.
for.
What?
She just looks mean. Don't you understand? That's worthy these days of canceling a world tour. She just doesn't look nice.
Now listen, speaking of
You
world
mean like
tours,
her songs?
road closures are going to go into effect in preparation for the Rolling Stones performance in downtown Orlando later this evening. Officials will block off portions of Church Street, Rio Grande Avenue, and other traffic near Camping World Stadium starting 7 minutes ago at 3:30 p.m. The closures are going to remain in place until about an hour and a half after the concert ends. The show is scheduled to begin at 8 p.m., and being that the age that they are, it will probably start right on
It's
time.
going to start right at 8. Or Jack is going tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, hey, thank you, Earth, Wind, and Fire. 7:30. They were on stage.
Oh, you bet your ass.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, they will stop in the middle of a song if it's 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, gotta go.
I like seeing these older concerts because they respect the time. It's not this Madonna BS.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to go see Boss Mandilo and I was like, nah, I don't want to wait for 3 hours for the show to start. All right, the United States Postal Service is kicking off its 2024 Dog Bite Awareness Campaign and highlighting the worst states in the U.S. Now, in 2023, Florida ranked 7th in total dog bites of postal workers with 193.
All right.
Number 1 state was?
California.
Dong it up, dude.
Yeah.
California with a whopping 727 incidents reported just last year.
Yeah.
Now, the top 5 cities in Florida for dog bites, no surprise, Miami, St. Petersburg, Jacksonville, Orlando,
There you go.
and Tampa. And then finally, a couple says they pulled up a safe containing $100,000 in cash while magnet fishing in a New York City park.
Yeah.
James Kane and Barbie Agostini of Queens pulled out an old safe from a lake in Corona Park Friday afternoon. Now, the couple pried the safe open, found the cash wrapped in plastic, which was unfortunately ruined by water. Now, Kane, a veteran magnet fisherman, says he and Agostini have found several safes in the past, but most of which were empty or contained some small plastic bags to hide smaller amounts of money. Now, Kane and Agostini were allowed to keep the suspected stolen safe as there was no way of identifying the previous owner. And my understanding of the U.S. Mint is that if you can return money, they will put it back together. And
so that's my question. I don't want to talk to him because I got a question about
I
this.
thought that.
I got a question. I read this story today. I had it pulled to talk about, but the reason why is
and then I
because
stole it.
there's a certain there's one of these old myths about currency in our country, and I'm dying. We're going to talk about this when we come back at the top of the hour.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, cool. Because I remember seeing a CBS Sunday Morning article about it or piece about it at one time, but I'm not 100% sure. So we do have the smartest audience in talk radio, so we'll ask them. And now you all are officially woke.
Thanks, Eb.
You're welcome.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Jack is going to see the Stones tonight.
Yeah.
And I do have a question about that money that's in that safe. We'll do that next.
All aboard for Real Yacht Rock Weekends. Every weekend this summer on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey there, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. And this afternoon, we'll top out at 91 in Orlando. A dry day today, winds coming in off of the Atlantic, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. But west of Orlando, expect thunderstorms. We could see a bunch of them around Tampa this afternoon. Later this week, we're really going to warm it up. Upper 90s by Thursday. steamy and also stormy, increasing rain chances. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. Order a Biggie Bag at Wendy's today. When you think of your go-to meal, what do you think of? Because if it's not the Wendy's Biggie Bag with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Wendy's Biggie Bag hits every time. So stop by and grab your ride or die meal. U.S. price and participation may vary.
It's always nice to have that guy when you need AC work. That is for sure, because that business can get a little sketchy around the edges. You got to make sure you have somebody out there that you can really lean on, that you can respect, and that you know will give you great work for the price. For me and hundreds of Central Floridians, including Deb's mom, including Jack and our buddy Ross, it's Mills Air. And here's why. They do exactly what they say they're going to do. They give you the number they exactly tell you they're going to give you, and they do great work. Their people are awesome. They've been doing this for 30-plus years in Central Florida. And let me tell you, man, their preventive maintenance plan is a must here in this state. You definitely don't want your AC to quit in the middle of summer. Do that now so you don't have to worry about that. These techs know all these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. But here's the deal. If you do need a new one, they're Carrier factory authorized dealers, and that can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. These guys are ready to go right now. Give them a call, 407-277-1159. Online is easy. It's millsair.com.
Steve Kramer here with the divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.com.
Save time and money with the PVC fence in a box from Fence Outlet. It comes with everything you need for an average backyard of 120 feet starting at $22.60. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more information and store locations. License numbers C10252 and C10803.
At ViStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer better banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. And we continually give back to the places we call home. That focus is one reason why ViStar was named a Best in State Credit Union by Forbes magazine. So join the nearly 1 million members who choose to bank with a leader. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Insured by NCUA.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
But I got my hair cut last Thursday, and the beautician, she said there's some hair growing in. She said the hair is so soft. She said that'll keep it from breaking off, and that'll do a wonder of good. So she was very impressed. So am I. My hair's never felt better. It's so soft, and I think it's even getting a little color to it again. You have a great product.
Fantastic results, Dale. Harem has shown to absolutely regrow hair and get it back to its original color. Ladies, guys, if you're like me, you've probably tried other hair products, but I've never found a hair growth product as effective as Harem. Its natural botanical serum treats receding hairlines, the crown of the head, and thinning hair. No harsh chemicals, no negative side effects, just naturally healthy hair. So go to greatlifenow.com to see how you can get a free bottle of Harem. Go to greatlifenow.com. greatlifenow.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is The Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
Jack, I might not agree with you politically, and I hate the New York Yankees, but my heart breaks for you, and I appreciate you doing what was best for Jeter.
Oh.
The worst days of my life has been when I put down one of my fur kids. So I salute you.
He said furry kids, not first kids, right?
Yeah, fur kids.
That's important.
Fur kids.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Jack going to see the Stones tonight. Ganked some tickets from down the hall, which I love that move, by the way. Good job, buddy.
I love when
It's one of-
someone says, "Oh, by the way, I won these and I can't go." It's like, sure, I can.
Is it normal radio seats or you got a little something better?
Yeah, I'll know when I get there. The
grab bag.
Yeah, I like how Texter points out. Brad, you're going to another free concert at cheap. What am I supposed to do?
Hey,
Not say no?
You take this. You take this. Are you kidding? You take them. Man, I used to
love
be.
the Stones.
I used to be so shameless. I would roll through here when all my kids were still in school, and wanting cool stuff. And because we have XL 106.7 in the building, that was really lined up perfectly with my kids' age and what they liked.
Yeah.
Man, I was in that promo office like every other day. Hey man, got any? Hey man, got any? I was shameless about it.
By the way, if anyone's going to the Rolling Stones tonight at Camping World Stadium, Real Radio will be out there. If you are there early enough, they'll be set up until 7. You're going to see, I think, 3 red iHeartRadio tents. Go up there. We're registering people. We're giving away tickets to Def Leppard and Journey.
Oh, cool.
So if you want to register to win those, go see the iHeartRadio. The red tents, they'll be set up on the side of Camping World Stadium on your way into the show. Make sure you register to win, and maybe you get tickets to that show.
They're good for about 2.5 hours, right? I think they're good for about. They almost have to play 2.5 hours.
I would say that seems to be a common length now for a headliner. I don't think anyone's opening.
Man, I saw Jagger just recently at one of these live things that he was doing. He was like, he rolled into some bar in a town that they were playing in. It was like, that evening or maybe the day they were off or something. And he was just making a video of himself. How old is he? He's 80, right?
Yes.
Or is he 79 or is he 80?
He's
exactly.
81, I think.
This guy was dancing like he was 20. Like, I don't know. Like, I am 56 and I can barely move. And this guy is 80 and he's throwing it around like he just got born. It really
80 years,
is
yep.
amazing, dude. Really is amazing. He and McCartney both defy time. And they're still putting on a good show. It's not like they're up there stumbling around the stage,
right.
Just kind of collecting a check for being in the Stones. These guys still put on a damn good show. Crazy, man.
And you didn't want to go.
Yeah, you have no interest in going. I do love the Stones, but I find that that going to shows outside of like maybe going to the Dr. Phillips Center is such a pain in the ass anymore. I've seen a lot of good shows. It'd take something pretty cool to get me out of the house. It would take me something.
Wow, you're sounding just like me.
Yeah, and it's not because I don't enjoy the music. It's just like it's just everything it takes to get into a show. I used to really revel in.
Where am I going to park?
Yeah, all of that stuff. I would look forward to it. We're going to eat beforehand. What are we going to drink? Like, get into that. I just don't have that vibe anymore.
Right.
I just don't have it. And like I said, I've been to a lot of shows. I've loved it. It's been great. But like I said, it would take something pretty crazy to get me out of the house.
I'm not sure how long the Stones will play because they do have an opening act in Orlando. It's going to be Tyler Childers.
Yeah. Is it Childers or Childress? Childers?
Childers.
There you go.
Like,
All right.
I'm not familiar.
Well, we look forward to an update from you tomorrow, Big Dog.
Yes, sir.
And then when we come back here in a second, I want to talk about this money thing. And here's the deal. So, Deborah read a story today about this couple magnet fishing. We've actually talked about that on the show a couple of times.
Yeah, because you talked about how it was going to be your new hobby. How's that going?
In my pond that I moved away from. I got to find a new pond now.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So with that said, they find the safe, and like she said before, a lot of them, and this happens a lot with the guys who buy storage units too, by the way. That's a big thing on their Instagram pages. They'll do these reels where they'll find a safe and pry it open. Most of the time, they don't really find anything. Occasionally, a couple coin collections.
Didn't Geraldo Rivera teach them anything?
Exactly. But this one's unique because of this. They did find cash, 2 bags of cash totaling $100,000 in $100 bills. Now, as a kid, I remember this, and again, I haven't dealt with this in forever. But if you had a certain percentage of the original bill,
yes,
that the mint has to, not like they want to, they have to replace that bill in its totality. And they'll take that other bill, I guess, out of circulation. I don't know how long it said they thought these bills had been under the water. My story didn't really have any of that.
I didn't find anything either. I'll see if I can find anything more. But I believe there was a segment on a CBS Sunday Morning one time about a couple whose dog had eaten like the down payment for their house or something like that. And they took when he pooped it out, they washed it and sent it to the mint.
Now, the reason I remember this is because I remember there used to be a guy in our family that would do this trick. Like he'd be like, hey, I want to show you a trick. Give me a $10 bill. And you'd dig a $10 bill out and he would tear it in half in front of you. But he would tear it in half at a certain spot. And then he would tell you the story. Hey, look, I'm going to keep this part of the bill, but you can send this back to the U.S. Mint because you have like 65% of the original bill. They'll just replace it. And I was like, well, I'm just going to beat your ass and then take it back together. How's that? So, he would always wind up giving it back together. You tape it together. You take it to the store. They would replace it. So I heard that you could do that with the bank. If you had a number of bills that were destroyed or eaten by rats or whatever the case may be, that you could take it. And as long as you had part of the original bill, like enough of it, that they would literally just replace it. They would keep the one that you gave them and they would replace it with a new bill.
Can you imagine finding $100,000 and you get to keep it after the mint just says...
Or even worse, how about $100,000? You get to keep like 5 of it.
So
because the other's been eaten away.
So there's a safe in a lake in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
apparently
immediately that's suspicious.
It's bad, right?
Of course. But the money in it was wrapped in plastic, but was not watertight.
Right. And they don't know how long it was under there. They don't know who the previous owner is.
I'm kind of curious. Why would you put it in plastic in a safe?
Same here. Like, I don't know. What I think maybe they wrapped it in plastic and they dumped the safe because it was stolen. And then they planned on coming back to get it, maybe just couldn't find it.
How'd they get it open?
They pried it open. It could be one of these little office safes. It's not like a big old, cartoon safe.
So your magnets, we got to go, but this whole magnet fishing thing. So you're dragging a magnet on a rope, on the bottom of a lake surface.
Right, and the magnet looks like just a big disc
and
with a thing on top.
Something.
Yes, exactly.
And you see the picture of it. It was 2 stacks of freaking $100 bills, big stacks.
No, you lift the safe. Dude, these magnets you can actually order them with a certain poundage. So you can get them to pull up 150 pounds. You can get them where they're rated to like 300 pounds. But the problem is when you throw one down there to do that and you lock onto something, it ain't coming off.
Yeah.
If it gets a good seal, like on a flat metal surface, like a safe, either your magnet staying down there or or something's happening because if you can't get it up, you can't get it up. The magnet won't come off.
It's not a very large safe. It looks like it was just big enough for two big stacks of $100 bills.
Deb's fascinated. I love it.
Well, I mean, you know, free money.
All right, 407-916-1041. By the way, yes.
Real quick, a texter says they worked at a bank. More than 50% of the bill, they'll take it.
Wow, really?
And replace it.
Wow. All right, back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Displaying a level of apathy that can only be achieved through years of studying. Okay, I guess you don't want to be petted. Cats. Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Looking at slow traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, east and westbound for those traveling by the major attractions exits. The earlier crash reported eastbound on the 408 is now just blocking the shoulder between 436 and Goldenrod. If you happen to see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area today, just make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Nasal Guard. People who suffer from allergies use Nasal Guard to prevent them. Nasal Guard's innovative gel and spray products protect you from all airborne allergens, no matter what the forecast holds. Visit Amazon, Walmart, or NasalGuard.com today. Breathe better this spring. NasalGuard.com.
Rebath Mid-Florida is here to do one thing and one thing only. That is replace or remodel the terrible bathrooms that are in your house that you absolutely hate. I've done this before. Let me tell you something. These guys are absolutely awesome at what they do. And here's how. Because they control every single aspect of the job. The install, the products, they have it all. And man, do they have some beautiful stuff. Natural stone like travertine and marble, all those beautiful colors. They can do that for you. Groutless bathrooms. That means no scrubbing line after line after line. Just beautiful sheets of natural product to make your bathroom look amazing. And many choices, by the way. This is not like you take one or two tubs or whatever. They have plenty of choices of tubs and sinks and lighting and cabinetry. It's all right there. And even better, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, they'll give you $800 in free upgrades. Use that how you will. Your fixtures, maybe some floating glass doors, whatever. They're going to jack it up $800 for you. So get over to Rebath in Mid-Florida, 436 in Altamont, right across from Kobe, or log on to the website and look at the before and afters. That'll give you a really good idea what these guys can do for you. You're going to love doing business with them. It's rebathmidfla.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Tired of taking allergy pills every day to treat your allergies? Aspire Allergy and Sinus has helped thousands, including me, who spent years suffering before finally doing something. Like Aaron, most migraines were alleviated almost immediately after a sinus surgery with Aspire. Or Julie, who didn't even realize it was allergy season because she felt so much better after taking her allergy drops. Fixing your allergies are easier than you think it is. Go to AspireAllergy.com to set your appointment today. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Each morning across Florida, hundreds of Duke Energy line workers start each day with one thing on our minds: making the grid stronger and more reliable for you. To us, it's about more than keeping the lights on. It's about being more efficient to help lower costs for our customers. It's more than a job, it's a commitment to building a smarter, more reliable energy future for Florida. Find out more at duke-energy.com/FL Future. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford, doctor, father, family man, It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Divorce? Call Trindley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, how's it, Ohana? True story. My brother-in-law bought an old Chris Craft motor yacht. In the king room, behind one of the dressers, he found $9,000. All the bills were from 1972. Some of them were moldy, some of them were damp.
D.B. Cooper.
But the mint took each and every one of them, replaced them for face value. Every single one.
Nice.
Wow. Here's one more.
So do you have to pay taxes on this found money if it's worthy? Like I had to pay taxes on my lip sync contest for Wild Horses at the Rolling Stones concert? Thank you. Thank you.
No.
Thank you.
No, Larry.
Nice flex, Larry.
No, Larry, thank you. Thank you so much for flexing on that. Yeah, Larry, you're going to have to pay $100 on that. All right, you're going to pay taxes on that $26 tab you won.
Yeah, about 15 years ago, we gave away Rolling Stone tickets, front row Rolling Stone tickets.
Nice.
Did a lip sync contest, and Larry won it. And was still miffed that he had to pay taxes because the prize was valued at over $600.
Oh, yeah,
Whoa,
yeah, for
Larry.
sure, yeah.
Quit your complaining.
You know, I don't know what the deal with that is. And to be honest with you, I don't know if because of how this was found, if there's a statute of limitations. By the way, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. We're talking about this case out of New York where this couple found the safe, had $100K in the safe, but had been really kind of disintegrated. And in the story that I read, Deb, and I know a number of sources carry these stories, but in the story I read, it really didn't say anything about if they got remunerated for it, it just says, hey, we found it. Some of it was disintegrated. Still a great still a great adventure. I'm like, the F? I mean, yeah, sure, it's a great adventure, but part of being a great adventure is cashing in.
The whole point you are magnet fishing is to find valuables.
You're not looking for old stoves.
You get one open and you find $100,000 in cash. You are. This is a greater reward than you were ever expecting.
I am driving it to the mint.
Exactly.
I'm driving it there.
And the only people who would say, nah, it's okay if it's fine, is if they're already stupid rich.
Right. And you, by the way, there's no way you don't have to pay taxes, right? This is considered income.
Yeah.
And would they do any research to see if the money was stolen money? Because, I mean, theoretically, if it is a bank robbery, the serial numbers will still correspond with the stolen numbers that they have from the bank, will they not?
I would assume so. And some of the bills, are readable. Now, the ones on top are muck covered and kind of torn, but once they peel, you can clearly see even the colors are still in some of the bills, and they don't look like they're very old either.
And it said that they were banded. Matter of fact, I believe the very first thing the guy saw when he opened the safe was he saw the bands that they used to band up the $10,000 or the money, and it usually comes in $10,000 bands.
This is mafia drug money.
It does sound like it's.
I think it's an insider job from someone's robbed the bank where they worked.
And how about this? Rob the bank, threw the safe in the water, hoping to come back and get it, got busted, thrown in jail, and now when they get out, they're not going to hear the story. They're going to go magnet fishing for this and wind up killing the couple that found it. Oh, great story.
Maybe this was a guy about to get divorced from his wife, and he wanted to, you know.
But
he made his he made his fortune. He made liquid, literally.
It's like the guy in Fargo who thinks that the snow scraper is going to remind him on miles and miles of farm pasture where that suitcase is of money that you have. That one little snow scraper is going to bring you back to the mother lode.
But it is interesting. I wonder if you will for sure have to pay taxes, right? You would for sure have to pay taxes.
If you try to deposit that amount in your bank, you're going to get flagged.
Right. Or you could just try to spend it in cash and never tell anybody about it. But the money that you got to try to get from the feds, the fixed money, that's definitely going to be, I mean, they're going to make a record of that, right? They're not just going to go, here's your $50K of bad bills, sir. Mr. Anonymous, go off and have a nice life with this newfound money.
I don't know.
Dude, trust me.
I don't know.
Listen, if you win more than $600 at the card room, over there in Orange City or Daytona, they hit you, like if you win it in a tournament, like $600, you got to fill out a form to get your dough.
Yeah, that could be the one way they could track it. Because if they do get the dollars replaced, I say just buy a new safe.
Yeah, that's great.
Put $5,000 in your account because you can deposit that amount, right, without it being taxed. And just don't tell anybody about it. Just keep the dollars in the house. Keep them under the mattress.
And somebody made a good point. Why would you tell anybody about this if it is mafia money?
Exactly what I'm thinking. Because I'm looking at the article. Their names are here.
Yeah, their pictures are there.
Someone knows why that safe is at the bottom of that lake.
And even worse, somebody knows now they got they get $100,000. Like, why would you tell anybody about this? Like, they went to the authorities first, did they not?
I did not see anything like that. I've just
because somebody had
all over Twitter.
Yeah, because somebody had to have found. I mean, they shared this information with someone. So I thought that they actually went to the cops first to verify whether or not it was stolen. And when the cops couldn't verify whether or not it was stolen, and I don't know if there's a statute of limitations on bank robbery, or I doubt there is, but there could be. See if there's a statute of limitations on bank robbery, guys.
Oh, so this might be one of the reasons they're not shy about putting their names out there. They have a YouTube channel.
Oh, I see.
Let's Get Magnetic.
There you go. Yeah, definitely worth the chance of getting your head cut off by the cartel. To let everybody know you scored one time in 10 years.
Right.
Yes, most of those guys got a buddy who metal detects. And, you everybody wants to find that hidden treasure thing, right?
5 years is the statute of limitations on a robbery in New York.
Damn, really? Including a bank, like a federal?
That's what I have. Statute of limitations. Slip and fall 3 years from date of accident. Yeah.
That sounds crazy that you could rob a bank, and as long as you can stay hidden for 5 years, you're good.
You're good, apparently.
Wow. That's no way that's right.
Well, you do your own research.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'm thinking out loud.
Kiss my ass.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
Look this up for me so I can argue with you with whatever you find.
So you're telling me if they found D.B. Cooper 10 years after that he would not have to go to jail?
I don't know, because was his case federal or was it state?
Well, not only was it federal, he crossed the state lines, right?
Well, then that would make it federal.
Well, it doesn't mean that, because there are state banks, but they're all federally insured.
Right, but if he crossed state lines and robbed a bank in a different state, then that would become a federal case.
Yeah, and he definitely
it would.
Well, he got on that plane and then he jumped out in Washington State somewhere, right?
So it would depend on if he was facing state charges or federal charges, I think, would determine whether or not they would still throw the book at him.
Yeah. Somebody's saying it's not $600 now, it's $1,200 before you get the tax form. But I'm guessing if you find $100K and most of it's in bad shape, you got to make that decision. Do you turn this into the feds and just tell them this is all I found? All these bills are like that. Then they start kind of sneaking around a little bit. I don't want those guys knocking at my door ever.
I'd take the feds over the mafia.
I will take the feds over the mafia every day. Yeah, every single day. I feel like I can negotiate with the feds.
There's some wiggle room there.
There's some rules. You might not like them, but at least there's rules.
Exactly, for both sides.
These will not cost you blood, these rules.
Exactly.
Right? You will not wind up in concrete with these rules.
No concrete shoes for you.
Very interested though. That's so. Somebody said 50%. I always thought it was more than that. Somebody also
I always
said
thought it was less than that.
Somebody said it was just 2 full serial numbers, but that can't be right.
No, that can't be. So if it's more than 50% of the bill, if they always maintain that, the other half or the remaining portion of the bill poses no threat to them losing more than the original amount, right?
Right.
Because you only, if you have more than 50%, the rest is garbage, even if it has the full serial number on it.
Right. Wow.
Because it's not enough.
Sure. Wow. 100K. That's a hell of a boost.
Makes you want to go buy a magnet. Drag it around Lake Dora.
That's a new one because I've always been intrigued with the idea.
Same here.
It seems so sad, but the whole metal detector retirement.
Oh,
thing,
yeah. No, it's not sad.
It's so stereotypical.
Our boy Shane does it.
Does he?
Oh, he loves it. He's got a big dog. He's got one of those underwater ones.
Yeah.
Where you can put that ish in. He goes, and he wants to do my property bad. Like when he first got there, he goes, oh, yeah, I want to do this property bad. I'm like, 50% of whatever you find. 50% of whatever you find.
That seems fair.
Yeah. Unless it's real expensive, then we'll just talk about you ever leaving the property. We'll go from there.
Well, how about finding like a weapon that you could help solve a crime?
They just did this. Two people just found 2 like AKs or something in a pond, or 2 sniper rifles.
Yeah, I mean, look at the the dive teams with the sonars. How many missing people they found in vehicles?
Yeah,
just by doing the drone or the magnet fishing or whatever. So
I've heard just a lot of the time it's junk. You just bringing up junk.
Yeah,
you can find a lot of junk, but
every once in a while.
Well, that's the magic of treasure hunting.
You
is
pull
the fact
up that $100,000 save.
You commit all that time and effort and money into finding something. It never meets the value of what you've actually put into finding it. But I would go to bridges, right? That's the number one thing. As you're driving over a bridge, you dump it right there by the bridge. That's the number one place I'd go.
Well, what about beaches? Don't you get after the weekend on the beach Monday morning?
Yeah.
It's all the people who lost maybe their wristwatch.
Yeah. But the problem is with places like that, a lot of bottle caps, bottle tabs, change. And some of the new detectors give off different signals for different kind of metal as well.
Look at Jackie's over there already planning what metal detector he's going to get.
Like,
you could probably get it tax-free during the summer of freedom.
Trade that paddleboard for it, buddy.
America.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a sec with sports and our buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Slowdowns continue on I-4 today in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road and between the Beach Line and 535. No north or southbound problems to report on Florida's Turnpike today. Traffic moving well east and westbound on the 408. If you run into problems on the roads today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $3 English Muffin Breakfast Deal. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English Muffin Breakfast Deal. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English Muffin Deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price.
Car crash? Call Clausman. ClausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
The biggest stars in the universe
are on a collision course
with one stage. Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, returns.
Re-entering the Las Vegas atmosphere this September. Stream live only on Hulu.
Be here as our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed.
Tomorrow morning at 8.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. Air drinks. And they're drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to EnduranceWarranty.com.
I'm Maria Kondakova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-10412. Call us, text us easily at 77031. If you want to leave a talk back, you can do that too. Download the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio. Once you get it, use that microphone to send your comment to Jack. You can do that all day long. No cost to you, by the way. Zero.
Totally free.
Can't believe it.
Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well every single Monday around 4:20. We invite this guy by. His name's Brandon Kravitz. He does sports on 96.9 The Game, our sister station, and comes over here to talk sports with us right now. Good and loud for Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
Hey, the BK Broiler.
BK in the house.
Broiler in the house. What's up, big dog?
I have other people in my life now that are calling me BK.
Oh, really? Like
as
who?
in the broiler.
You're welcome.
Just it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is now caught on.
You're the Burger King.
I would feel better about it if Burger King was a respectable
or
fast food restaurant.
watch your GD mouth.
They
you're
have
right. You're
given
actually right.
up.
Yeah, well,
they have given up.
They haven't given up. They're just listen.
When's the last time you passed a Burger King and you're like, that looks like a successful operation?
When Culver's comes into town, all these other places are making these great burgers. How am I supposed to compete?
McDonald's made it happen.
Yeah, I know. Get it. It's taking a bit of a hit. I get it, but I do like that. I do like a charbroiled burger though.
You gotta love that.
What they need to do is limit locations, put their efforts into the ones that are still around. Well, let's do this thing right. I grew up when I was a kid. Burger King was better than McDonald's to me.
Oh yeah,
same.
Now
Same.
I won't even drive through a Burger King.
What we need is real creepy commercials. That's when they ruled. When they did the black bun and they had all these creepy the King commercials.
By the time they got to the black bun, they were desperate.
Yeah. It's like adding a baby to the sitcom.
The King was the finale.
That was it.
That's our final piece out, right?
Yeah.
That's us selling all the equipment, making everything on the microwave.
This was the last idea we had.
All right, Brandon Kravitz does talk sports over at 96.9 The Game, 3 to 6 every single day.
This segment sponsored by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind at pound 546 on your cell or whenyouneedus.com.
So what's out there, buddy? I know that NBA Finals start this week. Orlando City played this past weekend. A lot of stuff out there. And I made a bit of a prediction that I want some confirmation on.
Please go ahead and start by telling me, what's this guy's name again that won the RBC Canada?
So now hold on for a second. Don't you try to minimize it.
I'm not.
Just because you can't do this,
McIntyre is his name?
You don't have the foresight to make predictions like this. This could be a good bit for you, by the way.
Ask him
Start
how much money
predicting
he
some
made
stuff.
on Impossible Meat. Ask him how much
Stop
money he
it.
made.
That's got nothing to do with this.
Sure it does.
A couple weeks ago, we were talking about the PGA Championship, and there's a kid out of Scotland, and I told you this guy's a Ryder Cup monster, Walker Cup guy, plays a lot over there, so a lot of Americans don't know who he is, making a lot of noise over in the Euro Tours. His name is Robert McIntyre, the Scottish kid. He's a 3 or 4 sport athlete, but he doesn't look like it. He looks like a dumpy. He just looks like any dumpy kid that you see. He looks 40 at 29 or 26 or whatever he is. But he can really play. And turns out that he really can play because this weekend he won the RBC Canadian Championship thing with the likes of Rory McIlroy, stalking him down.
Yeah, and from what I understand, I don't think he had a great final round either. So
yeah, it's about 2 under, but it was he made a bunch of mistakes. You can see the nerves were getting to him a little bit,
but still was able to hang on to win. And yeah, when I was watching, I watched the final 2 holes of that tournament this weekend and thought, Jim's going to let me hear about this. There's no way I come in on Monday and he doesn't talk about this.
There's your prediction.
Well, yeah, exactly. There you go.
There's your prediction.
But well done. No, you popped your head in the studio the other day. I'll give credit where credit is due here. You popped your head in the studio this was a couple weeks ago. You said, "Watch out for this guy McIntyre.
Yeah,
he's going to do something.
He can play, and he's young. He likes to go at it. He's like a rugby player or something as well. Just a tough Scottish kid. Still fun as hell to watch. Plays with youthful exuberance, which I love as well. So let's move on, though. NBA Finals this week. Now, let me ask you a question. It's kind of weird. We know the Celtics. This is like their 50,000th trip to the finals. And I believe if they win this year, they will be the winningest a finals franchise or championship franchise in the NBA.
Yeah, they're tied with the Lakers right now.
Right, at like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So is this an exciting matchup? I mean, is it?
I think so.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's funny because
you have Luka on the other side,
right.
Kyrie Irving, the storyline, not only of him as an individual player, but he played in Boston for a couple of years and it did not go well. So there was an ugly exit. It seems like he's grown up a lot. He's really shined in the playoffs. So you have that. You've got the Luka side of it where he looks like outside of Nikola Jokic, he's the best player in the league, and you can make the argument that he is the best player in the NBA right now. You have the Celtics who have been knocking on the door. This is the sixth time in 8 years the Celtics have either been in the conference finals or the NBA finals. So they've been knocking at the door. This particular unit of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and them, they have not won the championship yet. So Luka doesn't have a title. This formation of the Celtics doesn't have a championship. Something's got to give here. And I think that between the star power and those storylines, that's what makes this finals matchup interesting.
How do these teams match up? That makes a big difference. Matter of fact, I believe when Dallas was playing not Sacramento, it wasn't in Sacramento. They were just playing. What am I doing? Minnesota. God. Oh my God. What am I doing? I just completely blanked. Denver, the Nuggets. What am I doing? Jesus. Anyway,
it wasn't Denver.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was Minnesota.
No. I'm talking about the team that they said they were built to beat during the.
That was Minnesota though. Minnesota was built to beat the Denver Nuggets. And the Mavs are just built to not let Luka fail.
So that's what I was trying to get to, because I'm dumb. Is that context put into this matchup? Like that last matchup, they were like, this team is built to beat us. But when you look at the way the Mavs play, the Mavs are really unique and long. And of course, when you have Doncic, you can do almost anything you want. Where's the Celtics' strength against this matchup? Where do you think things will kind of start to crack for either one of these teams?
I think the strength for the Celtics is that they can defend 1 through 5, and when they get to making threes, very few teams can keep up with them because they shoot at a really high volume. So they can lose games like that. They win a lot more games than they lose playing that way. I think they defensively are going to pester Luka and Kyrie more so than the Timberwolves. And this is where it is interesting that you bring up that built to beat certain teams. The Minnesota Timberwolves were specifically designed to beat the Denver Nuggets, and they have a lot of size in the interior. Well, the Mavericks don't really care about that. Their interior guys just want to catch lobs and dunk. And once you get good passers and you create a little space for those guys, it's almost impossible to defend a good lob if you get in position to throw one.
And they're as good as the Clippers were at it a few years back,
exactly.
Right? I mean, they're incredibly good at it.
Luka's one of the best passers in the league, and they weren't able to disrupt his passing lanes. Luka will start slow, but he'll score early, but by starting slow for Luka, that's getting his teammates involved. He's the most dangerous, and pay attention to this throughout the course of this series. When he gets up to 9 or 10 assists, they're not going to lose those games.
Right.
Because that means his assists are getting his other teammates involved to where they're not on Luka Island, and a lot of his assists are for threes. He kicks out to the corners, and when those guys are knocking him down, that's when they're really dangerous. So that's the offensive side of it. On defense, I do think Boston is able to throw some things at Dallas that Minnesota wasn't, because of guys like Jason Tatum's a really good defender. Yep. Jaylen Brown, Derek White made the all-defensive team. So did Drew Holiday. That's 4 of their starting 5 right there. And they should be getting Kristaps Porzingis back, who hasn't played since round 1. Yep. So this should be a Celtics win, but it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. And the thing I find interesting is I heard a couple people talking about it this weekend is how Dallas is going to play Luka. How they're going to use him. Do they try to use him a lot up front and try to take this thing down early, maybe get out a 5-game, 6-game series? Or are they going to have to rest him so that they have him the entire length? Like, I believe that's a big part of this. It's like, does each one of these teams believe this is going to be a 7-game series? If they do believe that, well, especially the Mavs, they have to kind of figure out what they're going to do, because, I mean, who's got the deeper bench?
It's definitely Boston.
That's the series then. I think that's what makes the difference.
Well, I mean, you get to the finals, and it is you empty the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
That's not.
That's
the phrase.
it. Yeah. That's
it's everything but the kitchen sink.
Yeah. It's fine, buddy. We all get it.
I mean, you don't leave minutes on the bench.
Right.
You're not going to look and go, okay, well, let's save Luka's energy for Game 4 because this is going to be a tough game in Game 3. You can't do that at this point. Legs would have to fall off in order for you to say, we're going to rest this guy because we expect this series to go long. maybe that's a round one sort of strategy, but at this point, it's just all hands on deck.
Right.
You got to make it happen.
And again, they've had quite a bit of rest going into this, right? I mean, you think both teams have had a full week of rest before they start playing again, right?
It's like a bye week at this point. Yeah, the first game isn't until Thursday, so everybody's tired. Everybody's a little banged up. You got to get over that.
Yeah. You got to go, right? It's the finals. And so you like Boston?
I like Boston, but I think the Mavs are going to push them here. I think it'll be a 7-game series. I think we get an epic Game 7 in this one. Boston overall is just simply the better team. They have been dying to win a championship. They really have to. Like, their back is against the wall here. But this team is, if they don't win now, with the ease that they had to get to this point, I mean, the road to the finals for Boston is not impressive.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Miami with an injured Jimmy Butler, Cleveland with an injured Donovan Mitchell, and then Indiana with an injured Tyrese Halliburton.
Right, yeah.
They coasted here. But just because they weren't tested this year doesn't mean they haven't been tested. Dallas has been more battle-tested as far as the playoffs go with the teams they've had to face. But Boston's been doing this for years. They had to go up against a dynasty in the Golden State Warriors in the finals a few years ago. So I think that this is what their whole season comes down to. I'm not going to say Dallas is just happy to be here, but Dallas can at least, in the back of their mind, go, we could be back. Boston, if they don't do it now, they're not going to get it done.
But both of these teams also have that weird bounce back thing. I've noticed it during both championship series, they can win big and then lose big, like at the same time. So it's kind of weird how there's I'm not saying no consistency. Obviously, they have that. They're here in the finals. But do you understand what I'm saying? They're over a 7-game series. Like Dallas is going to win by 20, and the next day get blown out by 18 or 19. And
that's the 3-ball. Like that, we've seen that more. I've noticed that so much over the last couple of years. The Eastern and Western Conference Finals this year, not as much. But over the course of the playoffs this season and in the last couple of years, it's definitely been the case. You've seen wild swings in blowouts, and I think that is just – it's the 3-ball. It's the equivalent to deep ball passing in the NFL. You get the touchdown or you throw a pick.
Exactly,
it's
or you
like
punt.
You really put it's not a safe way to play the game, but what you do end up with is with this high volatility in both directions.
Talking to Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game Sports here on the Jim Colbert Show. Let's move on to Orlando City Soccer this past weekend.
So they lost again, 1-0. They lost to the New York Red Bulls, and I just don't see urgency with this team. The earliest signs of pressure, they punt that ball back out to the middle of the field. There's just no threat in terms of an attack or beating the man in front of you. You can't win like that. They're 11th place in the East right now, and I kind of think at this point in the season, they are who they are.
Yeah.
Power rankings, if you go on a variety of different sites, they're going to be ranked around 20th in the overall league, 20th of 29 teams. They're off until June 15th. They've got to figure something out. But I just don't know if this is the year. It all comes down to the transfers, the international guys that you get. If they don't deliver, you're kind of screwed in this league. And right now, their guys aren't.
Let's move on to some college sports. UCF baseball's team did make it to the. Is it the College World Series or
it's not the College World Series?
It's the prelims for it, though, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So this is kind of like the opening round. The College World Series isn't until the final. I think it's 8 teams get to Omaha to play in that final tournament. So you have the regionals, which took place this past weekend around the country, and then the winner of each regional will then go to the super regionals, and then the 8 winners of the super regionals end up meeting in the College World Series.
That's pretty simple.
I mean, with the round robin format and all of that, it gets a little bit complex, but the UCF had a chance here. They were in a region with Alabama, Florida State, and Stetson. And Florida State was the ultimate victor. They had the big blowout win yesterday, 12-4 was the final score. And it's the same story as the softball team. Cool that they made it.
Yeah,
they had a season that was above expectation. Their first year inside of the Big 12. All of that is great. I'm really getting tired, and I'll throw the Magic into this bucket as well. I'm really getting tired of applauding and parading almost winners in this city. We have so much of this.
Yeah. We do have a lot of that. We had a lot of runner-up juice.
Oh my God. Orlando City made the playoffs. The Magic made the playoffs and pushed a team to a Game 7. Hey, look at UCF softball. They made it to an almost something.
Hey, these are the building blocks.
Well, I understand that. It's just I get a little impatient, and I'm ready for the next thing. But I think what this does more than anything else is shines a light on UCF football. All these other programs, basketball exceeded expectations, softball, baseball. UCF football did not. They fell below expectation.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
This next season is going to be huge for them.
Very good. Well, let's move on. Stanley Cup is set. Looks like we have at least one Florida team in there, do we not?
We have Florida versus Canada.
Yeah, how about
just
that?
like the NHL set it up. Saturday is our game one.
I love it. I love it.
The Panthers have never won the championship, so this is their first opportunity to do it. The Oilers haven't won since 1990.
Oh, my God. Back in the old days. Is that the Gretzky-Sompen days?
I think this was like right before Gretzky took off.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was an Oiler, I believe.
Yeah, he was. He was an Oiler. Then he played for L.A. And
Right. Yeah. When I started paying attention to hockey on the very, very mild level that I did as a kid, he played for the Kings.
Yeah, for sure.
But you get the top star in the sport right now, Connor McDavid, playing for the Edmonton Oilers against a Florida team that's really the total package. They have depth. They have stars. Sergei Bobrovsky on goal, who's one of the best in the league to do it. They've got great defense and all of that. Give me the Florida Panthers in 6.
I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's end it up with Caitlin Clark, the phenom going into the WNBA. Things have been a little rough. She plays for the Indiana Fever. Of course, when you're the worst team, you get the best draft pick, so she's not going to make an immediate impact. Although
she had 3 points last night.
Although she has had an impact with with attendance everywhere she goes. A lot of people show up. But one of the big stories today is she caught like a shoulder check from somebody with she wasn't even have the ball or anything. It was an obvious flagrant foul. But when you get that much attention, like anybody in the NBA, the same thing happened to Shaq. Remember the Hack-a-Shaq defense? They beat that guy to death in the paint because he was the popular big guy. They had to figure out some way to stop him.
Or did they do that because that was their only way to stop him?
Yeah, that is the only way.
This is my problem with this Kennedy Carter play. And I mean, is this something that happens in all sports? Is this something that happens in the WNBA or the NBA? Sure.
Yeah, it does.
But we are hyper-focusing on everything that happens with Caitlin Clark, and I don't think that that's a bad thing. She's brought so much attention to this league, and now what we end up talking about is goon-like behavior from some of these other players, and I don't think this shines a positive light on the league. These women don't need to bail her out. This is a competition. However, if you want to shoulder check somebody because you're a tough player, do it when they're going up for a rebound.
When they're playing, not when you're standing next to them.
Caitlin Clark was just standing there waiting for an inbound pass, and she gets shoulder checked like she's a hockey player.
She sure does. I was like, what's going on?
So I'm not saying that these players, especially while they're within the framework of the game, they don't need to prop her up. That's their competition, but she shouldn't be targeted. She's lifting your league. This is stupidity. So I don't agree with the actions, and it's not just Kennedy Carter. We've seen this through a number of different players in different games. Players seem to be targeting her, and I don't think it's just her, by the way. I do think it's other rookies as well, but of course she gets more attention than anyone, and she should. She's brought a lot of eyes to the game, but what the eyes are seeing right now between her poor play and her getting bullied, essentially, I don't think shines a positive light on the WNBA.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. It'll stop, though, because eventually it will. It's just like with the tour when Tiger was there. There's all kinds of fun allowances made for somebody who's drawing that much attention to that sport. It's going to happen like that.
And this woman trolled her on social media after the fact. So it's not even like she just shoulder checked her. She was asked about it after the game, and her response was, "I will not answer Caitlin Clark questions,"
she said
which
that right
is
up.
another black eye for the league. It's like, okay, if you're going to start drama, let's talk about the drama.
Right.
Let's make it interesting, not I'm going to be violent and then you don't get to hear about it.
Don't assault somebody, then shut up.
And then she goes on social media and says that Caitlin Clark shoots threes. What else can she even do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, she can get giant contracts from Nike.
She can make your sport interesting.
Right.
How about that?
Exactly. She can let us know who you are because nobody knew that before right now.
So dumb.
Yeah, it is dumb. But, I love the interview she gave afterwards. She's like, look, I grew up with two brothers. I grew up, playing pickup games in neighborhoods. I got my ass kicked all the time. There was always fighting. I'm ready for it. I'm prepared for it. Bring it the F on. That's exactly what you have to say.
Well, she's got to be all class because right now she's not dealing with a lot of it, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is part of the reason why people love her is because she takes it on the chin and she handles it well.
Absolutely.
Listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. on 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1. Extended versions are available by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform.
I guess we're done.
Real quick, 1988. Wayne Gretzky left Edmonton.
Oh, did he?
Went to Los
Oh,
Angeles.
there you go.
They won a chip without him. That's impressive.
Yeah. They did.
All
And,
right.
and a texter points out that they're a Lightning fan, Tampa Bay Lightning, and it's like 5 straight years a team from Florida has been in the finals. But they say it hurts their heart, someone rooting for the other Florida team. So, I mean, you have to over rooting for Canada, right?
I think so.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta- You got to keep it in the state.
Yeah,
Keep it in the-
100%.
Keep
Come
it
on.
in the family.
Even if you're not a Dolphins fan, if they go to the Super Bowl, you have to root for the Dolphins if you're in Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as that may hurt.
Yeah, get over yourself. Come on.
All right, good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
BK Broiler!
The broiler. All right, we'll see you.
He's
Bye.
on fire.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in just 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
You're awful, Ryan. And nothing makes me harder than that.
What?
Speaking of laugh harder today.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's up, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We are looking at low 90s the next few days. Rain chances on Tuesday are probably mainly along the west coast of Florida. As we go into the end of the week, Thursday and Friday, temperatures will be in the mid-90s, about a 40% chance Thursday and Friday of thunder showers in the afternoon and evening. The weekend actually going to be hotter and drier, upper 90s for highs inland with much lower humidity Saturday and Sunday.
This report is sponsored by MD Now Urgent Care. For over 15 years, Floridians have trusted the physician-led team at MD Now Urgent Care for high-quality health care. From injuries and illnesses to school and sports physicals, MD Now Urgent Care is here to get you back to better. Find a location near you at mdnow.com and use their convenient web check-in today.
It's time to fall in love with your home all over again with new windows and doors from Renewal by Andersen. Renewal by Andersen delivers custom-designed, energy-saving windows and doors so you can improve your home's curb appeal and increase your comfort. Renewal by Andersen uses their unique Fibrex material, which combines elegance and resilience, offering double the strength of traditional vinyl. Renewal by Andersen has the most 5-star reviews, and their products are backed by some of the strongest warranties you will find anywhere. In fact, they're even transferable if you sell your home. So now through June, buy one window and or patio door and receive one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring experienced window and door installers. Just go to rbafla.com for complete details. Some restrictions apply. Official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
Spectrum Internet has enough speed to handle all your needs, so you can work, game, and stream with speeds up to 1 gig. Plus, Spectrum's advanced Wi-Fi provides enhanced security for all your connected devices. Get Spectrum Internet with fast and reliable speeds, starting at just $29.99 a month with a 2-year price guarantee. Visit spectrum.com/internet for you for full details. Offer subject to change, valid for qualified residential customers only. Restrictions apply.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
It's one thing to suffer from allergies as an adult, but it's really tough on kids. Running around with sniffles or stuffy nose during recess or practice, not to mention it's hard to concentrate in school when you're not feeling well. And then you feel bad because you forgot to give them their allergy meds before they left. All of that can be a thing of the past, thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus. They've helped thousands, including children, with their kid-friendly allergy testing and pain-free allergy drops. Schedule your appointment today while the kids are out of school. Go to aspireallergy.com. That's aspireallergy.com.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Orange County Convention Center to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. This weekend, the Orange County Convention Center. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
iHeartRadio Broadway celebrates this year's Tony Awards Sunday, June 16th, and takes you backstage with Broadway's biggest stars and commercial-free Broadway hits 24/7. Popular. Just search iHeartRadio Broadway on the iHeartRadio app and start listening.
The doctor's office that mixed up your files has your Social Security number. The power company that mistakenly cut your service has your payment info and last 3 addresses. Your info is in endless places that could accidentally expose your info to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
ePass presents the romantic comedy travel experience of the summer.
Margaret, I love you.
And I love saving on Florida toll roads with ePass.
You'll fall in love with convenient roadway electronic toll payments all over again. Plus, you can qualify to win $100 in tolls. Go to getepass.com and sign up for a free ePass sticker. You'll be entered to win one of our daily giveaways of $100 in tolls now through June 16th. Choose ePass, expect savings. Get details and rules of the contest at getepass.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Jimmy, I don't know what you're talking about with Burger King. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's a perfect money laundering front.
What's up, Colbert crew? BK. Have sports your way. You rule!
That's great. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show on this beautiful Monday, heading into a hot and steamy week.
It's going to be so hot.
Oh, hi, I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hi.
And Jack is here as well. Say that again.
Hi.
No. It's going to be so hot.
It's going to be so hot.
So hot.
Hi.
98 on Thursday.
Yeah, that's
All right,
fine.
so,
It's fine. Everything's
I
fine.
I might have missed my window here because this weekend I'm like looking at the house, and I mentioned I was looking through a bunch of old pictures, and I realized, oh, my house was last painted. It's been 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I need to, and I could tell there's a little fading. It's like, I need to get a coat of paint. Same color, so that makes it easy. But I need to paint my house, and I planned on doing it with a brush.
Oh.
That's besides the point. I was going to do it in pieces. But now that suddenly we're talking about temperatures nearing 100, I think I missed my window for this year. I wanted to do it this year.
You did not.
Talk to me.
Airless spray. You need an airless sprayer. You buy your paint in 5-gallon drums. You stick the damn sprayer right into it, the airless painter. You do all your work and prep, and you spray the entire house in probably 2 hours. That's how you do it. It is expensive, though, because you have to buy more paint. Because when you roll it, you use less paint, but you're not out there for 3 days. Man, I got to tell you.
The guy who did paint it did the whole house in a day by spraying it.
Yeah, spraying.
One guy.
That's right.
But no prep. He had this like giant pizza peel.
Oh,
It was like this giant blades that he just used to block off everything.
You know what you need to do?
And made it look so easy.
It's easy. It is easy to do. You have to keep that thing clean, though, because here's the thing. When you spray, you have to keep a rag, though, because when it builds up, you'll get that drip over there. You don't want that.
You know what you need to do?
What?
You need to call that guy again. Have him come out with his big pizza spatula.
So I just got a quote on getting mine painted. He's a little different, but I mean, did they quote you? What'd you pay last time? Do you remember, like $3-4 grand or something?
It was an endorsement last time.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you, the materials are so expensive because when you buy paint, you got to buy good paint. And I know there are a lot of people out there like certain paints. We like Sherwin-Williams paints. We have found that they're very durable.
It's like one of the top of the line. Matter of fact, that's what I have on my house now. And I know, I can say it lasted 10 years.
Yeah, very durable paint, really good color, kind of resist the mildew thing quite a bit, easy to clean. We like it. We've been using it for years. And but it's expensive, man. I mean, when you get that good exterior paint from Sherwin, you're going to be paying $250 to $300 for 5 gallons. And you should be able to paint that house for not much more than 2 of those.
I got a 4-inch brush, paintbrush.
Yeah, buddy. I got horrible news for you. You will get. Here's the problem with painting. Painting sounds fun for a wall.
I did that with my first house.
One wall.
Nope.
It sounds great. And then when you realize you have all the other house left over, not fun.
Especially when the wood is real thirsty.
Oh, yeah.
Real thirsty.
Well, that's why you get the airless, man. When you get that airless sprayer, and that paddle, you just roll. You just got to prep it right. You got to go prep all your windows, prep all your soffit, get all that taken care of.
Somebody just texted and said, but if you spray it, you should still follow with a roller to rub the paint in good.
That's exactly what they say. You just roll over it, but it's way easier because you just basically roll the roller. And the other thing, too, is you can't do it when it's windy.
Yeah.
Because if you get overspray on somebody's car, that's fun.
Oh.
Had that happen with my son who set up a paint booth in the front yard doing where you spray this latex rubber. There's a word, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like you coat it with latex rubber. And it makes it very tough. But that stuff, when it sprays, it carries over onto a Range Rover that was next door.
Oh.
You all right, Deb?
Yeah. It was the Range Rover that got me there, Jack.
I had to go over there and go, hey, buddy, this it comes off easy. Just, get a clay bar and just kind of pop it with a clay bar and it'll come right off there. And he's like, why should I have to do that? I said simply because we're not gonna. We didn't expect this. It was just a little bit on his left or his right front fender. We're like, chill out, buddy. Just clay bar. It'll come right off there. No problem. I even gave him the clay bar. You ever done that to your car, clay bar?
I don't know what a clay bar is.
So when you really detail a car really nice, your car has little bumps and little imperfections or things that like little pieces of sap that have grown onto your, like not grown, but they're just stuck to your car.
Yeah.
Even when you wash your car, when you run your hand over it, you'll feel those imperfections. This clay bar, you get it wet and you just kind of rub this clay bar over your paint and the clay bar will bump all those little imperfections off. Then you come back and polish over it. So that's like when you get a car professionally detailed, they clay bar your car to get all the stuff off. Then they go back and start all the polishing and whatnot.
Hey, a listener pointed out a really good point here, Jimmy.
Which is?
At 77031, if Jimmy was nice, he would let Jack use his sprayer.
I don't have a sprayer.
Oh.
I don't have an airless. You have to go rent them, and they're dirt cheap, like $50 a day or something. And you just dip the seriously, you crack the top of the 5-gallon drum open. You set the sprayer right on top of it. It has a little filter thing that you put over the intake. You bring that thing up, and it just goes, and it goes. And you got to learn how to do it because it puts out a lot of paint, and you can go through 5 gallons pretty quick if you're not good. But if you paint it on there, it's going to take you forever, and you'll be pissed. What are the highlight colors? Do you have that? Or is it just all one color, like a tissue box?
It's two, basically. The facade is one color, and then the other 3 sides are basic beige.
Are you going to do an accent door? Like paint your door like a real weird color?
Yeah, well, it's red.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something new, Jack.
It's a feng shui thing.
It's cool.
I can do it.
I learned when we were in Savannah that when you have a front door painted red, it means your mortgage is paid off.
Really?
Yes.
What?
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah.
Where did you hear this?
Savannah.
And it's
on the architectural tour.
And it's part of the historic district. It's a rule. You are not allowed to have a door painted red until it's paid off.
Get out of here.
Yes.
That is a true fact.
Actually, I think I got that in the book,
well,
Midnight
hold
in the
on.
Garden
But
of Good and Evil.
okay, and I had learned it when we went on the architecture
So
tour.
why would they do that? Why would they make you discern whether or not your house is paid off? That seems ridiculous.
Well, it's no weirder than the fact that a lot of the homes in Savannah will have like when the place that we stay at to get out onto the parlor, out into the porch, the veranda.
Yes.
You walk through like these 12-foot windows.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the time the house was built, you got taxed on the amount of doors that you had to your home.
Oh, God.
So families would build in these 12-foot tall sash windows so that you didn't get taxed for the door.
That makes perfect sense. I guess.
Well, there's a historical society, and thank goodness, because Savannah was heading in a different direction.
It was. They were going to knock them all down.
Until they said, wait, we can turn this around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now you know if you paint your door red, it means your mortgage is paid off.
Well, I'll have to get some red paint. No, I don't.
Yeah.
All right, 407.
I better prime my door now.
1041. Hey, Walmart's starting a new business, and it's kind of interesting. I'll see if you can guess what it is next.
Cool.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at a slow ride on I-4 today in the Orlando area as you travel east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. Looking at a slow ride now southbound on the turnpike due to stop-and-go traffic reported near the 192 exit. There is a crash here currently blocking the left lane and left shoulder. If you see other traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Let's get you a brand new bathroom. Rebath in Mid-Florida is ready to go. It's 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. And when you walk in, the first thing you're going to see is a bunch of models set up, right? There's like 10 of them, I believe. But don't think that's what you're buying. Those models are set up to show you the products they have that they can use in your bathroom. Different styles of tubs and sinks and toilets and lighting and glass and fixtures. It's all right there. And even better, if you choose Rebath to remodel or replace your bathroom and you tell them that you heard about them from us here at the Jim Colbert Show, they'll throw in $800 in upgrades to your bathroom. Fixtures, glass, tile, lighting, however you want to use it, it's $800 in upgrades. And let me tell you guys, these guys create great bathrooms. So great that the two big box stores that deal with DIY, the blue and the orange, Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. So you can certainly trust them. They have the integrity you want. They also have the design, and they have the time. 4 to 6 days is all it takes to install your bathroom. And like I said, you have a design team to help you with ideas to get the bathroom of your dreams. Again, don't forget to tell them that the Jim Colbert Show sent you and get that $800 in upgrades. Log on to the website, check out the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Since 2004, men choose Andro 400 for one reason: results.
It has really worked. I've lost 35 pounds. It's just unbelievable. I never lost weight like that easily in my life.
Congratulations, Stephen, on losing 35 pounds. Now, listen to Leonard's results.
So when I went to my doctor, I was telling him about your product, Andro 400, and he said that it was okay for me to take it. So I started taking it. I just came back from the doctor yesterday. I'm down to 190 from 236, and he told me to continue to doing what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Leonard, losing 46 pounds. Guys, if achieving results like losing belly fat, gaining energy, and improving testosterone levels are what you're looking for, then get Andro 400. We guarantee the results. Start today and get free shipping. Go to andro400.com. andro400.com. andro400.com.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.com.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. You know, I've been on the air for over 30 years with headphones on, and I've had them way too loud. And that's why I like MD Hearing. They've made these new Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids, and nobody can actually see them. They fit in your ear. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding a free extra charging case. It's a $100 value. So that's mdhearing.com and use the promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
Frank Gay Services has something cool for you. Keep your AC running smoothly with our expert service. Experienced, professional, friendly, and speedy care that earned us thousands of 5-star reviews. That's the Frank Gay way. Visit frankgayservices.com or call for details.
My wife and I both, we ended up mildly sick for a few months, and the nasal congestion was probably the worst part. I had like a post-nasal drip, just super congested all the time. We were taking everything we possibly could, but nothing really worked.
Kyrie was miserable until a friend recommended Navage. Navage offers immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Don't live in misery this cold season. Use Navage so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
The biggest thing Navage has done has completely cleaned out my nasal passages. It was from the first use. I was able to just clear out anything that was stopping me from breathing correctly. Navage helps me clear the way, literally clear the way for me to operate better in the rest of my life.
Experience the Navage difference yourself. Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
Let me tell you a story. I had a client who got injured. He only asked for the insurance company to cover his rent for 3 months. They said no. We ended up getting him $325,000. Just call Mo. Mo do it. Orlando's injury attorneys. Prospective client may not obtain same or similar results.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
Jack, you need to have Jim come over and demonstrate how to use that paint machine.
For a small fee, ma'am, anything. I repeat, anything can happen.
Can you hang a door?
I can hang a door quickly. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. I did put a couple pictures up on my Facebook page. If you want to go check it out, Jim Colbert, of some of the work we did on the house this weekend as I kind of renovate this old grand dame of a home. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
So is Jack.
Yep.
Yeah, I was on the roof. We were doing some trimming of some trees away from the roof because to get insurance qualified, let me tell you what, man. Man, these insurance companies in Florida are not effing joking around. So they come to your place when, you got a new place, they'll come in there and they take pictures of it or whatnot. And they say they don't, there is no nuance in how insurance companies interact with their customer base anymore. There's zero nuance. And this is how I explain it. So my wife gets the insurance policy thing. You have to send her photographs of the house, right? Or they come take photographs of the house. So the adjuster came over, or not the adjuster, the employee came over probably about a week and a half ago. And he just walks around and takes photographs of the property, comes inside, takes photographs of the property, and then they get the assessment, and then we hear what the insurance company has to say, if we have to make any changes to the house regarding safety, or for insurance purposes. So we have a guy on property right now as we speak, cutting down trees and doing some tree work around the place because it was allowed to kind of grow wildly for many, many years. And one of the reasons the house kind of looked the way it did is because of the outdoor foliage that was around it, needed some thinning out or whatever. Do you realize that if a tree, like we have a couple palm trees around the house, if a frond of the palm tree is touching the roof, they will cancel your insurance policy for it? And this is how they report it. When we got the insurance information back, it was photographs that their adjuster or their guy took, and it said, "Here are our problems," right? And it was basically every one of the problems is, even if a tree was growing, 20 feet away from our house, and one of the limbs just drooped over a little bit and barely made contact, they use language like this: "This tree must be removed or we will cancel immediately." There's zero nuance. There's not like, "Hey, Mr. and Miss Colbert, we need to trim this back. We need to do this. We need to do that." It's like, we are going to come to your house, cancel your policy, and probably set you on fire in your own front yard if you don't make these changes. I'm not kidding. They do not joke. These changes have to be made by this date or your policy will be canceled. So we had to go around and do all that and get that taken care of. But, man, they are not playing.
I did some of that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I had one tree that was I've learned that, you really don't want any foliage touching your house.
You do not.
Right? It's, for one, the tree branches in the wind, that can damage your shingles. It's also really provides a pathway for insects and animals to, get into your house. But, it's... When I did my insurance, they had me take the pictures and I emailed them. Then they sent me back and told me what I had to do.
Right. That's exactly what happened with us.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when they send it back, it's just how they speak to you these days, buddy. That's the thing that kind of kills me a little bit. There's no, you remember back in the day when
no customer
you
service.
provided a service and then you had to be nice to the people that were spending the money on it, and they would call you, "Yes, sir, Mr. Colbert. You know what? We were looking at the pictures as we reviewed your account, and we noticed a couple things. See this problem area here? See Exhibit A. Red circle around Exhibit A, because you can do that now with computers. We need to have this gone. We need to have this gone, and you can trim this back. Please send us updated photos within the next 2 weeks to make sure that this is good. Thank you so much. Looking forward to hearing from you." It was not that. It was this. "Hey, dumbass, you see this touching your house? I hate your guts. Cut this or I'll come kill everybody you've met." That's what it felt like.
And where's your check?
Well, they know. They know you're in a pickle when it comes to homeowners insurance. You're happy to have it, but I suppose that might be. I don't even know if it's who your company is.
Right.
But when you talk about like Citizens Insurance being
that's who we have right now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, what's the moniker for that? The company of last resort. It's supposed to be
exactly.
So if they know you're the last resort,
I don't deserve last resort customer service. I should get first resort customer service. I did not put me in this situation. I did not do it. I live in this beautiful state. I don't know who did, but it sucks. I will tell you. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You ever paid to have a tree removed, Jack?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have.
It's either that or a new tooth.
Yeah.
Because it is GD expensive, man.
Tooth cost me more.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, buddy. Yeah, we got a guy. We have a great guy that takes care of this stuff for us, and he's been working with us for a while. So he gives us good numbers. But when you hear about some of the numbers that people charge to remove trees, and I guess it's because of the insurance and all the danger involved, because it's really, really dangerous. You just can't believe sometimes when you look at you're walking around your backyard, you're like, it's so funny. It's like going and shopping in a store where you don't know how much everything costs. Mm-hmm. You're like, I'll have one of those. Let's take two of those. And you're just walking around nonchalantly. Hey, we need to take this out. Let's trim that back. Yeah, let's get this one out of here as well. Because it's so easy for you to just wave a finger and say that tree goes by, not realizing every time you point at a tree, it's like $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not what it's costing us. But my God, man, some of those people out there, like the really big ones, it is so expensive.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. So Walmart is offering a new service. You know what it is already?
No.
Oh, good. Good. Got something past you. I love that.
Veterinary.
You nailed it. Exactly.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
The ridiculous games that you two play, it's this weird flirting that you guys go through of guess what I'm thinking. And
that's exactly it.
Well, they got rid of their medical clinics.
So, but here's the thing: they're actually re-extending it to produce a vet telehealth service. This is exactly what it is. So with Walmart now, you're right, they don't have that anymore. But they announced on Tuesday that they're partnering up with PAWP, PAWP. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
PAWP? I guess that's right? PAWP? PAWP? It's a provider of 24/7 virtual vet care.
Never heard of them.
So what's happening is this: if you're a Walmart Plus member,
there's the rub.
If you're a Walmart Plus member,
What is that even?
okay, so
It's like you could get stuff delivered for
Shipping,
free,
right,
and you can have your
Discounts.
groceries delivered. Yeah.
yeah, discount stuff like
And
it's a
not-
loyalty program basically.
Yeah, like Amazon Prime. Or,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, usually, if you're a member of PAWP, right, their virtual service, it would cost you about $95 to $120 a year, something like that, right?
Okay.
If you get a Walmart Plus program and invest into enroll into their veterinary care, you get that PAWP for free. So you get that vet telehealth service for absolutely free. So what they're trying to do, obviously, is boost their Walmart Plus program. And by doing that, they entered into a relationship with this company where you could have access through vets with text and video. So you could do like a Zoom vet meeting.
But there's no vets on the staff.
There's no vets on the staff. They just basically have co-opted with this company to provide this service.
So it's telehealth visits. It's not in-person veterinary visits.
It doesn't. But in Georgia, they did roll out a store in Georgia where they are providing that. And it says the new benefit provides a free pet health service for Walmart Plus members during a time when costs, of course, are rising for traditional vet services and access to care has become really difficult. This latest foray into the industry is expected to grow to $277 billion in spending by 2030. It's a gigantic business, by the way.
I wonder, though, because it's all telehealth.
So listen, though. In 2020, they launched a site of offerings for all customers with the debut of Walmart Pet Care, right? You remember that one? That included pet insurance and pet care services like dog walking and dog sitting. You could actually get that through Walmart. I'd never even heard of that.
I had neither.
It opened its first pet services center in Georgia where dog and cat owners can get access to routine vet care for their animals, vaccines, wellness programs, and minor medical services, which, I guess small stuff like,
Maybe spay or neuter.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They have to maybe get their teeth clean. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I got to do that because my dog's teeth stink. Yeah, $98 a year or $12.95 a month. I know we had our dachshund lost some teeth because we did not stay on top of it as much.
Do you brush Sadie's teeth? Does she have her own toothbrush?
She does not yet. Oh, she does, but it's been a minute since we've done that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Or her breath doesn't stink as bad. We had another dog that's breath was terrible, but they can get halitosis just like you can.
Oh, they can. Well, this is interesting because so they have a pet sitter in Collier County, but it's been permanently closed.
Right, yeah. And they said this store, the only one they had that had this pet services center was in Georgia, which makes sense.
Right.
But yeah, I thought that would be kind of cool. I mean, look, here's the thing. Walmart's got it on lock for a certain group of people who like to get their services from one area.
Yeah, they can't beat their prices.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You really can't beat their prices.
You want to make sure you're getting good services, though.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
but, for people who, as shelters see animals being turned in, hand over fist, and a lot of times it's because people can't afford it,
How do you get medicine? If you need something for you need a vet appointment to get medicine for your dog.
You do. Or
animal.
Well, if you got it through a telehealth, right, that still would be fine because as a person, you could have a telehealth appointment and get a prescription from that, could you not?
Where do you get the prescription from?
Well, I guess for them, it actually, hold on for a second.
And then what about rabies shots and stuff?
That I imagine they would do. Well, I don't know.
But that's basically, I think, what they're talking about. Like it said vaccine shots, that you could get vaccine shots,
okay.
other shots, other services. It said that very much. So you could get that right there. Yeah, exactly. It says that very thing. Yeah, you get vaccine care, other routine vet care for animals, vaccines, wellness exams, minor medical services, so we'll see how it goes.
Deb, why'd you guess vet care when Jim tried to, quiz us? make us guess?
Because they got rid of their healthcare clinics. So I'm thinking, outside of healthcare, what is a service that American families are struggling with right now?
Right.
And the easiest answer is veterinarian.
Yeah, it makes good sense. I mean, I would have thought maybe a meal program or something like that.
Yeah, I would have floundered around and then said something stupid. So I'm grateful you got it. Jim seems pretty pissed.
He is.
And the listener wants to make sure you get your Dom.
There you go.
Thank you. But I do want to assure you I did not look it up.
All right, no
I'll
worries.
even give you my phone so you can go.
Don't worry, I don't care.
Oh, my. Oh.
Well, last time you accused me of that, and I take that very, very seriously.
It's amazing.
You said I lied.
It's amazing how quickly you guess that stuff. Would you agree?
It was logic.
Everything.
It's logic, Jimmy. It's just simple logic.
And
not that simple, Deb.
It
I mean,
is.
to get it over and over and over and over, you guess correctly so often.
Because it's
and
logic.
I'm not saying I'm not. But a lot of it isn't. You have to admit some of the stuff that you guess out of the blue isn't logic. I'm not accusing you of anything. I promise.
You better
it's
not.
just uncanny. I mean,
listen.
You tell me. Hold on. You tell me how uncanny is it that she guesses stuff like that out of the blue all the time?
6 years she's been doing it.
All the time.
And I love it.
And how about this morning you emailed me saying, hey, what was that thing that we talked
You knew
about
it
with the
immediately.
topic? And I emailed you immediately with the answer.
Because she remembers stupid stuff.
No, I listen.
And that too.
Oh, stop. You're better than us. It happens.
No, it's not.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Damn it.
Text us at 77031. Letitia James. Everybody knows that name, right?
No.
Yes, you do. Letitia James, New York attorney. Letitia
I know.
James.
What'd she do?
Well, she is warning everybody about something legally. But this time it doesn't have anything to do with the former president. What is being
Go, Jack.
What is being considered in New York right now is genuinely unbelievable when it comes to legal. And I'll tell you what this is right after this. Stay tuned, I promise.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 today in the Orlando area in the usual spots east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a good ride for the most part today on both the Beach Line and the Greenway. No major delays to report on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Use the experts on hiring for professional roles. Visit SRGExpress.com to connect with professionals in accounting, IT, and engineering. The specialized recruiting group takes an individual approach, placing people in contract and full-time roles. SRGExpress.com.
Oh, boy, we got a question of the day. It's on our YouTube chat. You go to YouTube, search Jim Colbert Show. Watch the show there. Subscribe to our channel. But really, take part in the chat there. We have the question up there. Today, it's brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com. Shout out to Brad Siebert and the crew. Helped me many years ago. I think it's 8 years, solid 8 years ago now. I went to WeAreNotTheBanks.com where I started my application for a refi. Refied my home, put me in a great position today, got a low rate. It was fast and easy. But it can be a complicated process. That's why you want someone who knows the system, someone you can trust, and that expert is Brad Siebert and his crew at WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They can take you through every step of the process. But it's more than just refis. Also, if you're buying a new home, if this is the year you find yourself moving into a new home, secure your mortgage through WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They handle all types of buyers with all types of loans, VA loans, conventional loans, jumbo loans, even no income documentation loans. Brad is an expert. He's seen it all and can answer your questions. Get started today. The website is WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 66247, equal housing opportunity.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
The biggest stars in the universe
are on a collision course
with one stage. our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, returns.
Re-entering the Las Vegas atmosphere this September. Stream live only on Hulu.
Be here as our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival lineup is revealed.
Tomorrow morning at 8.
It's been said that good fences make good neighbors. Your friends at Fence Outlet couldn't agree more. Whatever style, whatever color, just share your ideas. And your friends at Fence Outlet will have the right application for you. For quality fences at the best prices, go to fenceoutlet.com.
License number C10252 and C10803.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-254-5751. 800-254-5751. Again, that's 800-254-5751. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to EnduranceWarranty.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, "I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better." Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This Father's Day, get Dad a new grill at a great price from Tools Ace Hardware. Get up to $300 off on a brand new Traeger grill so Dad can get that wood-fired flavor. Or if Dad prefers a propane grill, how about $150 off on a grill from Napoleon? Tools also carries grills and pizza ovens from Big Green Egg, Weber, Rectech, Gosney, and Uni. When you buy a grill from Tools Ace Hardware, you get free assembly and free local delivery on grill purchases $3.99 and up. Tools Ace Hardware has 13 convenient locations in Central Florida, or you can shop online at acehardware.com. Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
iHeartRadio celebrates the Tony Awards Sunday, June 16 on iHeartRadio Broadway, the greatest songs of musical theater.
Alexander Hamilton.
Go backstage with Broadway's biggest stars. Hear the stories behind the shows and commercial-free Broadway hits 24/7. Plus, check out exclusive interviews with this year's Tony Awards nominees. iHeartRadio Broadway, one of over 100 commercial-free stations on the iHeart app. Just search iHeartRadio Broadway and start listening.
Radio.
Want more from the Jim Colbert Show? Online at jimcolbertlive.com.
Jimmy, this is Evil Eye. Once, way back when I was like 19 or 20, I repainted a round pen with a paint sprayer. And when I was done, I looked like I was doing blackface, and it was bad. But it was oil-based, so it took forever to clean up.
Oh, my God.
Be careful out there in the wind.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. It's a weird way to explain away blackface, though. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And so is Jack. Yeah. Sorry, had a little burp there mid-sentence. My apologies. Happens to me often.
What'd you have for lunch?
I didn't. I haven't eaten
bad
very
call.
much today. A bag of Doritos. I had a busy
You gotta
morning.
plan better, dude. You're not doing life
No,
right.
busy morning. I had no time at all.
No, you do have time.
I don't, buddy. I'm telling you, I do not.
You mismanaged because you didn't plan well.
There's no time.
And you were still
from
late.
the instant I got up until the instant I got here, all I was doing was working.
The time is the same. You have to plan better.
There's no time. There's
you're
no
one of his
time.
kids.
I can't plan. There's no time to plan.
There's not more time or less
Oh,
time.
God.
The time is time.
I got out of here.
It's there.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Use it better.
All right, New York attorney Letitia James. She's the AG up there, of course. We know her.
Oh, Attorney General. Points. Beat you,
She's
Deb.
been in the news a little bit, right? Yeah.
I got one.
Did you guys? Are you guys familiar with the law in New York when it comes to rape?
No.
No, I was hoping you didn't. That'd be good. It'd be really bad if Jack could spit it off immediately. Bad news. So the thing is this, right? So there's this current law in New York. Now they've been trying to repeal this since 2021 because I had no idea. Again, I say that a lot, but I mean you learn every day.
Yeah, hopefully.
Certainly no clue that this was the case. And apparently there are a number of states in America that have the same kind of thing.
Is it marital?
In current New York law, under current New York law, someone accused of rape or sexual assault can use the victim's voluntary intoxication as a defense. Did you know that?
No.
Had you ever heard of a law like that?
No.
So basically, as you read the story, this is a Newsweek story, by the way, and as you read the story, it basically says that in New York, if you can convince the jury that the person, the victim, was either drunk or too drunk and something happened sexually, that because this person basically can't remember what happened or what was said, that you could use that as a defense in sexual assault and rape. Now, they're trying to obviously close that door up.
Right.
But they
Not before the cheers of Harvey Weinstein and
but they haven't been able to do it.
Bill Cosby.
Because I guess the language of this bill hasn't really fit what they really think it should say. But it would basically say that you cannot use intoxication of the victim as a defense in sex crimes and ensure that victims of sexual misconduct who are incapacitated due to intoxication have stronger legal protection.
So what they should do is add in there, and she was wearing a really short skirt.
Right.
Because that's basically saying the same damn thing.
Deb, I got to tell you, when I first read the headline of this story, it was actually worse than that. I actually thought that they were going to allow dudes to go, hey, dude, I was drunk. I didn't mean to sexually assault her or rape her, but I was a little hammered and not really gathering myself. They don't even mention that at all.
No, well, they don't need to. They're saying the victim was so hammered.
They don't mention at all that the person who committed the crime is the one that should be blamed. They don't even bring up the fact that you can't use the defense of, I was drunk and out of my mind. I had sex with her, sure, but I didn't know what I was doing. They don't even mention that. It is solely on the victim. Solely. So that means theoretically you and I go out, you get a little drunk as we're talking. Maybe you should get a little drunk. You're flirtatious. You're not saying yes. You're just having a good time being drunk. That if I can convince a jury that during your drunkenness, your voluntarily drunkenness, I didn't ply you with alcohol. I didn't pour it down your throat. You did this to yourself. That if I can convince a jury that during that stupor that you were in, that, I guess basically you agreed or led me to believe that we were going to have sex, that I can use that in a defense in New York, in the state of New York.
It's no more amazing than having the Italian Supreme Court tell a rape victim, Well, you had to help him with your jeans because your jeans were too tight.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine hearing that from a human being saying that out loud. Yeah. They continually tried to publicly support victims of sexual assault and harassment. She's obviously made a name for herself because she's the one who dropped the investigation on Cuomo.
Right. Yes.
It was her office that went in there and got Andrew Cuomo. And of course, he was the governor of New York at the time, and they got him gone.
Yep.
Because a number of women had basically accused him of doing some salacious stuff. A number of them said he sexually harassed them during his time in office. Of course, he was like, well, the credible factual basis of this isn't exactly right. But man, when I read this, I was like, man, that is insane. So in New York City right now, in New York City, if you go out and you're drinking, you're having a good time, you meet a young lady, she gets hammered drunk, and you guys wind up having sex, even though she did not give you consent, apparently, if she cannot prove that she didn't say yes, and this person can say she was voluntarily hammered and, basically had to let herself be taken advantage of, that you could beat the case in the city of New York.
That's why girls always have to hang out in groups.
I kind of found that unbelievable.
It is very unbelievable.
I literally kind of found that unbelievable. And it's no mention of the person doing the crime. Not one mention of whether or not it happens to them if they were drunk. Like if I got hammered and oppressed myself onto somebody after getting all aggro on something, it doesn't even say just alcohol. It says or high. So what, go in there and all railed on Coke, and vodka. I guess it doesn't apply to you if you're a dude, which is insane. That's crazy. I read this today. I could not believe it.
It's unfair.
The bill has 30 sponsors as well as support from other district attorneys and community leaders, advocacy organizations as well. It says whether you're voluntarily intoxicated or involuntarily intoxicated. To me, I don't see the difference. Being drunk, being wasted, and being high is not an invitation to be sexually assaulted, period. And look, can I tell you something? Even if the person said yes while drunk and you're out there doing your thing, you probably should beware even then.
Yeah.
Like if you got kids out there or you're out there kind of bopping around in the club scene, 35, 40 years old or whatever, and you're getting out there, you're getting hammered drunk. If somebody was drunk, a girl was drunk, and she consented and I couldn't prove it, there's no way I'd go through that. Not a chance in hell I'd do that. That seems like a firing squad, man. No way possible.
How would you handle that? Would you record a consent? Would you say...
That's not a bad idea.
Write it on a napkin?
It seems like such a mood killer, right?
Like a deal for a lawnmower.
Yeah.
I, Jim, do sell this lawnmower for $75 to Jack.
Before we start, can you record this video for me?
Right, exactly. Well, I wonder, though, man, because, again, in that he said, she said thing, and I guess, and truthfully, you couldn't say that it would be fair if two people had sex and one of them was drunk or both of them were drunk, and then one... after the fact said, well, I don't remember giving them consent. That would be a very difficult case because in that sense, you don't know who's telling the truth. And you can't put somebody in jail for rape if you don't know if she did or did not say yes or no. But their error is on the side of the
victim.
No.
The error is it benefits
the perpetrator.
The accused. Yeah, right, exactly. So there's no way out of it for the person, for the person who was just the victim, other than to say, hey, look, I said this. And if you can go to court and prove that, or at least prove there's some indiscrepancies in the story, you can get off.
Just another reason why rape victims don't come forward.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the probably exactly why. Like, why? When the laws seem to be kind of garnered
stacked against you
to really not make it safe for you.
And that's before you get to the character assassination.
It says, being drunk, being wasted, being high. You don't give somebody the right to rape you or do something else horrible simply because you've taken bad chemicals in your body. Like you don't have the ability to defend yourself verbally even. You're so blanked up. And you start taking something like, I've never taken ketamine. I've never done that, Special K or whatever you call it, but I know that stuff can incapacitate you to the point where you can't do anything.
Mm-mm.
And you can't say no or nothing.
Sure, some drugs, you have a whole conversation, and man, are you, on point. And to the rest of the world, you haven't said a damn thing.
Yeah.
Your
Right.
mouth is not even open.
It's
That
crazy.
thing is totally happening in your head.
Exactly. Now, Deb,
Man, I'm
obviously,
on fire tonight.
Yeah. Deb, I would guess just on numbers, females probably turn down sex more than males. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
Yeah, I would say females probably obviously get pitched more sexual opportunities than dudes do from girls. I guess that could be changing, I guess. I don't know. If, Jack, if you were in a bar and you ran into somebody and you kind of hit it off,
Yeah.
and you guys started drinking and having a good time, she seemed to be really into you.
Where's my wife at this point?
Well, you don't have a wife at this point.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah, you are single. You're out
There
there
you
doing
go.
your thing. She's drunk, looking good.
Yeah.
Right. And she's really coming on to you, but not really saying that she wants to have sex or anything. And you guys go somewhere, and you're alone. And again, she has not told you yes, but she's not she's not saying no per se.
Okay.
But
I'm in the game.
But then she gets to the point where she can't really say much of anything. But everything up until that point has led you to believe that something was going to happen sexually, and then you kind of go through with it.
Well, you're accusing me of rape here, Jim.
No, I'm not. I'm asking.
You're not even giving me a situation on what would I do.
Have you ever turned down sex from a girl?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. Number of times, actually.
See? It happens.
Yeah. A number of times. One time the girl we weren't even drunk. We weren't even drunk. She just was coming on to me so heavy that it was a turnoff. Like it was a turnoff.
Yeah, if you're attracted to me, there must be something wrong
Exactly.
with you.
If you want to do this now, like you have got to have a problem. But yeah, that's true. I mean, it became a turnoff.
Right.
Like just even not drunk, no alcohol, no nothing involved.
It's just like, ew.
Just very forward, like pressingly forward. And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. This seems like maybe I'm not the only cat this has happened to.
Yeah. Single white female, she's going to start,
I would love to think that I'm that one guy that walked through the door that you just could not resist. I got a bad feeling I'm number 4 today. I got a bad feeling I'm hitting cleanup today. This week or this month, I got a feeling you've made this pitch a couple times this afternoon.
Right, there you go. Not feeling so special anymore, huh?
How'd yours go, Jack? Was it a situation like that when you turned down somebody for sex?
Which time?
I don't know. Ooh.
Nice flex, Jack.
Weird flex, Jack.
Not weird at all.
What does it for you? What would cause you to turn somebody down?
Well,
I mean, other than just being gross and sloppy.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it at the bathroom where we worked.
He's got standards.
Well, Jack, you're lying. There's no way possible that you found a place that you would not have sex. Was this at CJ's?
No.
I was gonna say there's nothing like banging it out in a wing joint bathroom.
No, this is Jersey.
Really?
This is Jersey time.
Oh, is this the pizza place?
Yeah.
God damn, Deborah.
Wow.
She remembers that.
How old are you?
It's about 15, 16.
No.
This is about the time-
I was
Right out of high school, right? Right going in there?
Yeah. I moved down here when I was
As a 17-year-old, you turned down sex?
No.
Good for you, dude.
No. It was older.
Yeah?
At 19, 20.
Yeah?
Wait. I moved down here when I was 21.
You know what it was? It wasn't that
right around then.
It wasn't the bathroom of the pizza parlor.
I bet it was, though.
It was the girl who she was related to.
Was it?
Matter of fact, that's a good point.
How did you do that?
That's a really good point.
Think about it. It's logic, Jimmy. He's 19, 20 years old. A chick wants to bang it out in the bathroom at work, and he says no. She got to be related to somebody that he doesn't want to make angry.
Pizzerias in Jersey, they're all
I'm
connected,
telling you,
buddy.
man. As soon as you
It's
said
all
no and you were
connected.
19, 20, I'm like, oh, he didn't want to get his ass beat.
Really? Really? Was she the daughter of someone?
I don't know. But,
Well, she's the daughter of somebody, for sure.
Yeah.
Was she the daughter of somebody? Somebody? Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
She was an ex of a friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good for you, dude. Good for you. I'd have straight up gone through with it. I've been over that cheese bucket. Both barrels. Here it comes. Right, yes on the bucket. All right, 407-916-1041.
And not only that,
Text
bathrooms in pizza places are also storerooms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, whatever, Jack.
Yeah. Nothing less sexy than have your face pushed into a bag of sauce.
Well, it depends on the sauce.
While the cleanup guy wrecks it from behind. Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Trivia is next. Load them up. Santana tickets along with the Counting Crows up for grabs right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I want to lose weight myself.
Oh my God, you're going to get Ozempic, aren't you?
I'm not going to get Ozempic. I'm just cutting calories, and it's working so far.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Amtrak.
Breaking news out of Minnesota as Justin Jefferson signed a massive new extension. Couple of thoughts. This will do wonders for a rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. Offensive head coach Kevin O'Connell will find ways to keep everybody happy. It's what offensive coaches do with stars. And the NFC North is loaded offensively. You got to win some shootouts. The reality is now with rule changes, they're a key ingredient. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Visit new and exciting places across the U.S. on Amtrak. It isn't about the destination, it's about the journey. Without busy airports or cramped car rides, with no middle seats, extra legroom, and first-class private rooms. New adventures are just an Amtrak away. Book now at Amtrak.com.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Michelob Ultra wants to give you the chance to watch the next Copa America match live here in Orlando. Complete the entry form from the QR code at participating outlets for your chance to win a Michelob Ultra grand prize of 2 tickets to the June 29th, 2024 Copa America game in Orlando, where Canada and Chile will compete. Where are these your participating outlets? Well, check it out. 7-Elevens, Circle K's, racetracks, public supermarkets, Walmarts. They're all over. Just look for the display from Michelob Ultra. They're a proud sponsor of CONMEBOL Copa America. Must be 21 or older to enter. Please drink responsibly.
Sunnyside Air Conditioning.
Oh, hi. My air conditioner is blowing hot.
For air conditioners making a funny noise, press 1.
No, it's...
Try to listen to the whole message before making a selection.
Sorry.
For air conditioners blowing cold, but not quite cold enough, press 2.
No, it's blowing hot.
I haven't gotten to that one yet.
Well, can we speed this up?
Don't get grumpy with me, or I'll take you back to the main menu.
No, anything but that. Please don't send me back to the main menu.
Fine, but I'm watching you.
Bet if I'd called Frank Gay, I'd already be getting my problem solved.
But you didn't call Frank Gay. So, what do we do now?
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your air conditioner is blowing hot, you need a solution now. A helpful operator to guide you, all your options explained, and your problem fixed fast. That's the Frank Gay way.
If you're ready to pull your hair out, press 7.
Ah! That's the Frank Gay way. FrankGayServices.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call.
If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular's single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
My friends at Mills Air have been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. They're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and there are rebates that you get up to $1,275 on a brand new Carrier unit. If you're going to go with the experts, you got to go with Carrier, and you got to go with millsair.com. That's where I got my system. I absolutely love it. And you got to make sure you do maintenance on your AC system. They do service on all brands of AC, and it can detect and prevent an upcoming breakdown for you and save you a lot of money. You can count on millsair.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
More Jim Colbert Show in 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, Colbert crew. Jack, I can only imagine what you had to deal with this weekend. My baby girl, Savannah, is going to be turning 13 on the 6th of June, so only 3 days away from now. And I know, that time is coming sometime in the future, and to be honest, I don't know what I will ever do. She's my first baby girl, and it's going to be a day that I will not be able to live with. It's going to be hard, so big T out.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I am Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack has the Jackie sack.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
All right, check this out because we have a prize not only today, but all week long. Tickets to see the great Carlos Santana with the band Counting Crows opening up.
Oh.
This is happening at the Amalie Arena in Tampa all week long. That is your prize for Jim Colbert Show Trivia. And the Jackie Sack is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage put their fully trained expert moving crews to the test, but be aware they're adept in packing your things, handling your furniture, safe driving, customer service, and so much more. Speaking of more, if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that's going to get you a discount. So book them today at CentoMoving.com. That's C-E-N-T-O. Moving.com. Quick clickety-clack, back to you.
Thank you so much, Deborah.
Sure.
Who's first today, buddy?
Sure. That's going to be, right out of the gate is going to be Cliff.
Cliff, right there
Cliff.
at the bottom. Cliff, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good, buddy. Would you like to play a little game with us?
That'd be great.
Let's do it then. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Want to play a game?
All right, Cliff, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is untrue.
No.
If you can find it, Cliff, I'll send you out to see Santana and the Counting Crows a little bit later this year. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1967, that's 1967, news commentator, CNN staple, from a very famous family.
Oh,
Emmy Award winner.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
Good one, Jack.
Is the answer. He was born on this day. Here are 3 fun facts about Anderson and 1 ball-dropping lie.
Oh, no.
Number 1. Here we go. Talking about Anderson Cooper here, boss. Which one of these is not true? Number 1, Anderson Cooper isn't a professional journalist. His degree from Yale is in political science. Number 2, Anderson Cooper's taller than you think. He's actually 6 feet 2 inches tall. Number 3, he interned with the CIA for 2 summers while in college. Or lastly, as a kid, he was a model, appearing in catalogs for Macy's, Gimbels, and Ralph Lauren. Which one of those is a lie?
I'm going to say number 2.
God dang it, it's right. You got it right on the back. Son of a bitch. God, I hate that. Oh, you shut up laughing. How dare you laugh at me after I give you a prize? I'm joking. Enjoy yourself. All right, buddy. Have fun, man. Good job.
Yeah, good job.
You sniffed me out, bro. There you go. I'm going to put him on hold. Okay, easy. Easy.
Sniffed me out, bro?
He sniffed out the...
Well, you said sniff me.
Okay, but you know what I'm talking about.
Just like watching you wind up.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Just like...
Anderson Cooper is not a professional journalist. His degree has nothing to do with journalism. It's in political science. You know what the funny thing is? He actually started kind of his own gig by doing news reports in, I can't remember where it was. I want to say like Burma or something like that. And then reporting back for free, basically, to this thing called News One or whatever it was.
Yeah, he went out on his own. He said, I'm just going to do it. And
dude went rogue.
Yeah.
His whole thing actually started after his brother's suicide. His brother committed suicide by jumping off the building that his parents owned, the 14th floor of that building. And he couldn't figure out why. And really that led him into the idea of journalism, just trying to figure out why people do that. He's only 5'10", by the way. He's not 6'2", but it's so hard to tell on TV.
It is.
He interned with the CIA for 2 summers while in college. You know why he did this is...
I thought that was the lie.
So why he did it was actually, there was a reason. He wanted to become a better investigator.
Oh, wow.
So he figured by joining the CIA, he would learn all the tricks of the trade of how to find out information on people so that he could get the full story on whomever he was investigating. So that's why he did it. And as a kid, he was a model appearing in catalogs and advertisements for Macy's, Gimbels, Ralph Lauren, and a number of other big between the age of 10 and 13. He did that quite a bit.
I would imagine with having a mother of Gloria Vanderbilt, having a talent agency want to sign you on. Plus, he's good looking.
Yeah. I think his dad died at like 51 or 2 years old. And, of course, was famously part of the Vanderbilt family, Cornelius Vanderbilt, one of the richest families in the U.S., But you know what the scary thing is right? His mom disinherited him.
Yes.
It wasn't being malicious.
No.
She just thought it would ruin you.
Yep.
Like the money would just literally ruin your life.
There's a couple of celebrities like that who've already told their kids, listen, you're not getting any of this. This I earned this.
I think Warren Buffett famously said that about his kids, that he wasn't going to leave them with the burden of wealth that they didn't create. Because that's really the thing. It's not the burden of the wealth.
I think they still get a nice starter set.
Yeah, I think they're okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But,
But then again, I mean, Warren Buffett, his kids may die before him.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think the Gates family kind of had it that way a little bit. They were kind of saying, hey, we're going to give most of this away.
Yeah.
You'll have money to work with. And I do agree with that. If you didn't earn that cash, it's kind of weird. It has a poisonous effect on a lot of those families. If you look at those people who just inherit or get money without actually earning any of the money.
See the movie Knives Out.
Yeah.
See the movie Knives Out if you want to see how family, not that we don't know how some families respond to when there's a lot of money on the table.
Let me tell you, you just have to talk to our good friend Ray Trinley here in just a little bit and let him tell you how many family estates he's seen ruined by greed.
Yeah.
Which I think of the 7 deadly sins is probably the most destructive of all of them.
Yeah, because it leads to so many of the others.
It's just rooted in everything bad. A couple other things you may not know about Anderson Cooper before we make it to the top of the hour. He's the very first openly gay commentator to do this.
Kiss a guy on TV?
No, that's funny.
No, well, I was thinking the New Year's Eve thing.
We're in the season.
It's kitten season.
No, God.
It is.
He's the very first.
Fight me on that?
I promise we're not going to. I won't slap fight you on that one. He was the very first openly gay commentator to moderate a presidential debate.
Okay.
Yeah, nobody ever done it before that. His hair turned gray when he was just 20 years old. And he said, let's just roll with this.
Right.
Let's just go with this. And then lastly here, he was dyslexic as a child and got the do therapy to take care of that. There you go, Anderson Cooper. His net worth's only $10 million. And I know that you say only, but when you come from a family worth billions, one of the most important families in this country's history.
Yeah, and he's been a celebrity for a couple dozen years.
Yeah,
exactly.
Did you guys remember that he was the celebrity host of The Mole? Do you remember that reality TV show, The Mole? Yeah. He was the host of that. Yeah. Like, I did not remember that. That seems a little below him. But, either way, got to make that dough.
I was going to say, wasn't there a Cornelius Vanderbilt? Wasn't there one on the Titanic?
I think there was.
A relation to the Vanderbilt?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Something like that.
His uncle, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77000. 888-203-1031. What do we want to talk about here? We'll do this one.
Oh, boy.
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you. This is a very interesting story about the power of television and how things are framed. And it's really, really interesting. I'll tell you what that is next.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slow traffic continues on I-4 today in the Orlando area in the usual spots east and westbound between Osceola Parkway and 535 and between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. Looking at a good ride for the most part today on both the Beach Line and the Greenway. No major delays to report on the 408. If you see traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Let me ask you straight up. Coming in the summer, you want to have some good times, right? You want to go to the beach, go to the lake, have a lot of fun, maybe play some beach volleyball, whatever, but you can't. Here's why. Contacts or glasses makes it tough out there when the wind's blowing around that sand. Don't want to get it in there. Are you tired of dealing with that? Well, if you are, man, this is the time to make a move because the Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. That's important. All you have to do is text 1041 to 868686. That way you can start your journey with better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. Now, look, these guys have all the experience you want. 65,000 LASIK procedures. They have the best tech out there. That way you get the best results. And if financing is a problem, don't stress there either. They have 24-month interest-free financing waiting for you now. Again, if your life isn't as good and you want it better with your vision, you can do it. Just make your appointment today. Text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Glad to finally have you over. What do you think? You could install a bay window to let in more natural light over there. Huh? Sorry.
Sorry, it's just that I saved hundreds on my Navy Federal Credit Union home equity loan. Now I see potential home improvement projects everywhere.
Learn more about how our home equity loans with no closing costs can help you get more from your home base at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Membership required. Loan subject to change.
A picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is priceless. I'm attorney Mo DeWitt, and we have access to every single traffic camera in the state of Florida. Injured on the go, just call Mo, Orlando's injury attorneys.
I love playing pranks on my sister, and this deal going on at McDonald's is my chance to take the lead. Enjoy any 2 items for $3.79. From the iconic McDouble, the McChicken, a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, to even a small soft drink. I'm gonna pair my McDouble with her small fries, but secretly pull her fries out of the bag. She won't even notice. Hey, where'd the fries go? Sounds like my prank just got fried. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
What's better than air conditioning? A portable air conditioner you can take anywhere. Enter McDonald's frozen drinks. I call them air cup-ditioners. Air cup-ditioners come in all my fave flavors, like frozen Coke, frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry, and frozen Sprite Limonade. And they're incredibly cost-effective. Any size is just $1.49 after breakfast hours. My air cup-ditioner is on full blast. There are drinks. And there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola, Fanta, Sprite, and Limonade are registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from
20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Last season, millions tuned into the Betrayal podcast to hear a shocking story of deception. I'm Andrea Gunning, and now we're sharing an all-new story of betrayal. Justin Rutherford. Doctor, father, family man. It was the perfect cover to hide behind.
I was just like, what in the world is going on?
Listen to Betrayal on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Betrayal and start listening.
Jim Colbert here for FAS Windows and Doors. Are your energy costs through the roof? Well, it's time to replace your single-pane aluminum windows with the most energy-efficient option available. Keep the heat outside during the summer and inside during the winter. Too much outside noise getting in? Considering replacing older windows and doors with laminated insulated glass, providing as much as 100% improvement. Keep that noise outside where it belongs. Offering rebates of $100 per window and $200 per door. Also offering 24-month, no money down, no payment, no interest financing. For a completely free in-home consultation, call FAS or visit them online. Trust the leader, FAS.com.
New South Window Solutions. Made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
That's right. Take us for free on that iHeartRadio app. We love it when you listen to us on the stream. Cool thing is, you can take us wherever you go.
Yes.
As long as you stream the show, give us a big like and subscribe there on our YouTube channel when you go there as well.
I have to keep earbuds in my car because inevitably if I get to, sometimes I'll get to a store or something and it's like, I don't want to stop listening. That's a way you can listen in the store.
Yeah. We get a lot of stream listeners, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Tons. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Ray Trinley in just a little bit. Got a great question for Ray. We actually brought it back from a question we had earlier this week, or late last week, I believe, that we wanted to ask Ray. I actually texted Deb this morning because she is basically a human tape recorder. And I said,
Deb, what's that thing we said?
That's exactly. I mean, the question was just as silly as that. It was actually even more vague, I believe. Hey, remember that thing we were talking about where I said it would be a good question for Ray? That's exactly what I said. Out of all the hours we broadcast, the very first answer was exactly what it was.
Okay, so don't say anything else. I remember you saying that would be a good question for Ray. I have zero remembrance of what the topic was.
No idea what it is?
And I was here.
Let me see real quick.
Well, Deb has the answer. Can't she just tell us?
No.
Why?
Because I don't
Jimmy
want her
hates
to.
that.
I don't want her to do that.
Wait,
did I text you or did I email you?
You emailed me.
Isn't the only reason you know is because Deb told you?
Yeah, that's it.
Then why can't she just say it?
I don't want her to.
Oh, jeez.
Deb, can you remember what we were talking about late last week when I said that would be a great scenario for Ray?
Yeah. And she knew it exactly
Hey,
what it was.
Jim, I think it had to do with da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
So,
That's it. Thanks.
okay. So, are we waiting till Ray gets here till you tell me?
Actually, we're talking about it today with Ray, and and I'll tell you later. I'll have Deb text you.
I should keep better notes.
Yeah.
This is why I should journal.
Yeah. It's the hotel footage thing from the Diddy case. Do you remember we were talking about that?
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
And I'm like, hold up. Just the general public can buy that from a hotel?
Yeah.
And then bury that?
That was what was interesting. And then for me, because that's security footage.
Right.
And I guess that hotel's NDA had ended. And that's why we were allowed to see the footage that Cassie had been saying she had been, suffering from. And Diddy had been lying for months, saying that he never did any of it.
Yeah, and there were rumors, I guess, that he was able to purchase the footage for like $50,000 or something like that. That was in the story. So we're going to talk to Ray about that. Here's what I'm going to talk about now, just real quick. This is just a thing. This is a Yahoo story, by the way. If you want to check this out, very interesting.
Yahoo!
It's the yahoo.com/entertainment.
All right.
And basically what it's talking about is the production of the show The Apprentice.
Oh.
Now, you and I talked about this story the other day. I think you actually read part of it as well, right?
I haven't read any stories about it. I've heard something about the producer.
So the producer, there were 4 of them for the show The Apprentice. Of course, this starring former President Donald Trump. The show was originally going to be called, Meet the Billionaire. And 18 million people watched it, right? That was on January 8th of 2004. 20 years ago, they were talking about this earlier this year, the first episode of The Apprentice aired. It was called Meet the Billionaire. And basically what they were doing is introducing people to who was going to be, the boss of The Apprentice. But it also goes to include a bunch of stuff that people didn't know about The Apprentice and the production and the making of this show. And the reason he was able to talk about it now is because the NDA for this has run out. He signed an expansive non-disclosure agreement that promised a fine of $5 million and possibly jail time if he was to divulge what actually happened on the show.
But now the NDA is canceled and it's a free-for-all.
And he can talk. None of the other producers, if I remember right in reading the story, it's a little lengthy, none of the producers would comment on this. This guy had a couple things to say. And it was interesting because during the show, they employed a guy named Apollo Robbins, Robbins, and he's been called a professional pickpocket, but actually what he is a perception expert. Do you know why Donald Trump was The Apprentice? Do you know why?
I do not.
Why do you think? Wait. Why do you think Donald Trump became the person that was going to be on The Apprentice?
Because people believed he was a successful businessman.
Nope.
Okay.
They actually thought they actually considered him a bit of a sleazy New York real estate guy. That's what the perception of New Yorkers was to Donald Trump before this happened.
To New York, yeah, but I mean, this is a show that was airing, nationwide, worldwide. But see, in New York, I mean, I grew up in the 70s, in the 80s. It was always that. It was the tabloid stuff, and it was never. So his perception beyond New York seemed to be a lot more favorable than what it was locally.
In New
because
York.
It was always that our local news, our evening news was the New York news.
Right.
Yeah.
The only reason that Donald Trump was The Apprentice is because he's the only one that accepted the offer.
Oh.
It was pitched to Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, David Geffen, and other people. He was the only person that would agree to do the show. All right. And it was brilliant for him to do so because it made him a superstar. And actually,
100%. It totally turned around his business. Yeah.
This show made him the president.
Yes.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
So, because here's the deal. This is what they talk about. The twist and turn they had to take to present Donald Trump the way he was on the show took so much effort. Anybody. Now, look, again, this has nothing to do with this presidency or anything like that. It's the perception of who and what he is.
Yeah.
Because you could go to every person who voted for him in 2016, which is including myself, and look at this and say, holy crap, where did this guy come from? Wasn't this guy just like a real estate dealer who wrote books occasionally?
Right.
And, did some other like small businesses and stuff like that? Well, how did this guy become the president? Well, this whole story is about how the Apprentice producers framed Donald Trump to America as a successful businessman and as a mover and shaker in the world. And they tell you behind the scenes in this, they literally had to force feed this guy every single line, with the exception of a few, to get it right and put it on TV. That he really wasn't on set that much.
Yeah, but it's no different than any reality show story.
But that's my point.
Yeah.
My point is, and that's what I said earlier going into this, it shows you the power of television. The power of television. These producers, for a reality TV show, took a New York real estate dealer that didn't have a great reputation in his own city and turned him into the president of the United States by making him look like a big-time mover and shaker in business, making him look like he was brilliant, making him look like all these things. They basically canonized this guy's reputation of being a savvy, shrewd businessman to all of America, when in reality, behind the scenes, they were hand-walking him through the entire process. And I found this to be amazing. I'm telling you, this is a must-read story, and not because of Trump or anything like that, just for the perception of what you think you see on TV as opposed to what's actually happening on television.
Yeah.
And not that we didn't know that with reality shows. We all know a lot of it's scripted, but for some reason with this one, it didn't come off like that. You got the feeling that even though a lot of the things that Trump was saying was bombastic at the time, you just kind of picked that up to his personality. It would be like no different than Jesse Ventura popping off as governor of Minnesota. You're like, well, he's a former wrestler. He just pops off. That's who he is. He's got to know something more behind the scenes. He's got to be more savvy behind the scenes. He's got to have better directors or better assistants behind the scenes. But it shows you that it really didn't at all. And I find this to be fascinating. Look, whether you're a Trump fan or not a Trump fan, whether you're a big supporter, I do not care one bit. God bless you. That's your right as an American. But this is a fascinating read on how people who run television shows literally turn your perception into a reality by feeding you information that is false and not true about people. It could be bad as well. They could take somebody who is perfectly fine and turn them into a complete douchebag because of how they edit these shows. And they did this over and over to people. They just didn't try to be president of the United States.
Wow.
Says it was just really amazing. It says even down to his offices, how they built that set to make it look like this. That was a set in an old room in a building.
Oh, you could tell.
Yeah.
The way the doors close on that conference room.
Everything about it was utterly fake.
Yeah.
The conference room, the business center,
Yeah.
they said his office, when you walked in his office, really isn't like a regal, grand office like you would see in some movie about a guy who was like this, a billionaire real estate developer. You'd walk in and it's this expansive, all oak, leather chairs, big, huge desk. That it wasn't like that at all. It was actually like a mixed match of offices that really weren't that nice or well kept. But they built this room out to make it look like this big boardroom that was nothing. It was all put together with just like nails and tape. But it looked good on TV. They said if I pan the camera 2 feet to the left, you would see. But because of how they framed this, and because of this specialist guy, this guy Apollo Robbins they brought in, basically learned how to manipulate the ideas of reality based on what they were feeding you as a show. And because they called it reality TV, you gave it a little more credit than you probably should have. Because had he appeared nobody gives Donald Trump credit for being a great wrestler, right? You know that's fake, right?
Right.
You know when he goes in the ring and he body slams one of these big, huge 6'5" guys or whatever it is, it's all fake. That's the whole thing. It's like that they kind of took that all the way down. I just found this, it is really fascinating. Even the suite, they said, it looked like a trendy loft-style apartment, but it was not. They were all just partitions. It was all fake. All of it was completely fake. The contestants were sleeping on cots like during this thing. And it was all, it's all a sham. Now, again, it's reality TV. I don't think anybody's going to be fooled into thinking it's a sham. But when you take the idea of making a fake boardroom or fake this and the other, and you take it to the person, and you turn that person into something that they really aren't, and off you go. Interesting read. If you want to check this out, it's yahoo.com/entertainment. And again, whether you're a Trump fan or not a Trump fan, it really has nothing to do with that. It's just that they took somebody who had a certain perception where he was and turned that person into an American superstar just by framing them properly and it giving you just enough of the stuff that they want you to see. And it just absolutely solidified his reputation in America as being that mover and shaker in real estate.
And TV's been doing that since its inception.
It sure has, yeah. But none of them have turned into the president.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can make
Go ahead.
No. I was going to say you had the whole Kennedy-Nixon thing where television benefited him. It didn't create the persona.
Right. Kennedy didn't go on a show as a shyster kind of real estate guy and then get turned into the president of the United States. He was just the son of a moonshiner. All right, 407, which he was. Joe Kennedy was a liquor runner. That's where he made all his money, right?
Oh, I don't know anything about the Kennedy family.
Check out Joe Kennedy. I think he was not a rum runner, but I believe he made a big portion of his money moving illegal liquor around for a while. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back with Ray Trinley, our good friend, TK Law.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio, at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Looking at heavy traffic today on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound by the major attractions exits and through downtown. A serious crash reported northbound on the 429 has blocked all northbound lanes on the toll road at the Florida Turnpike exit. If you see other traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by J. David Tax Law.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. The IRS has resumed their aggressive collections. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Yeah, the family 4-pack is back. Florida residents save with this exclusive offer featuring discounted tickets for a party of 4 to Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. Just download and print that coupon and enjoy your day, man. Discover something real this summer. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. This is the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the real spatial Atlantis, and more. Plan your visit right now. You can launch into bold new territory this summer at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You can do that at a down-to-earth price, of course. Calling all explorers, it is time to finally come face-to-face with real space and cutting-edge innovations of space exploration from NASA. Explore more and grab your tickets today at kennedyspacecenter.com.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
I'm Rebecca. I was injured in a car accident and hired one of the big TV law firms. They sent me to an injury clinic that I felt just wanted to make money off me. I needed an attorney and doctors who cared about me. I called attorney Glenn Klausman, and he helped me get the best doctors who really helped me. I was extremely pleased with my settlement. He also got me $10,000 for vet bills for my dog that was injured in the accident, and he did that for free. Call attorney Glenn Klausman at 407-917-1718. Glenn Klausman, office, Winter Park.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day. But when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
MD Hearing just made their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aids only $297 a pair. That's over 90% less than clinic hearing aids. The Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will even know it's there. Get the hearing you deserve with MD Hearing. Go to shopmdhearing.com and use promo code RUST to get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer. Plus, they're adding in a free extra charging case. That's a $100 value just for listeners of the Monsters of the Morning. That's mdhearing.com and use promo code RUSS and get their new $297 when you buy a pair offer.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, "Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing." Or this one, I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better. Unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Monday at 6:20 on The Jim Colbert Show. Ray Trendley and the Colbert crew will be discussing all things law and not law on a variety of topics, from the latest legal news to the best new movies.
I'm Maria Konnikova.
And I'm Nate Silver.
And our new podcast, Risky Business, is a show about making better decisions. We're both journalists who moonlight as poker players, and that's the lens we're going to use to approach this entire show.
We're going to be discussing everything from high-stakes poker to personal questions.
Like whether I should call a plumber or fix my shower myself.
And, of course, we'll be talking about the election.
Listen to Risky Business on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Risky Business.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need a new roof? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
Radio, no proof or no radio. 104.1.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Wait a second. You're telling me that the producers duped us into Trump being worthy of President of the United States? Oh, come on, Jim. Come on, Jim.
Yeah. That's funny. Why does that sound so mocking when really nobody has ever said that? Like, literally, until I read this story, not one human being, and I do talk radio, has called this show or texted this show and said, you know what the problem is? It's The Apprentice made this guy so popular. But that's exactly what happened. Tell me who was talking about Donald Trump in the political realm before that TV show. Nobody. Nobody. That guy's the only guy that talked about being in the political realm because he teased about running for the governor of New York and he teased about being president. But he never really talked about it. And The Apprentice made him very popular. By the way, you should read that story, dude. It is bananas.
I will say, and I consider myself to be a reasonably intelligent person. I don't think I've heard that idea where The Apprentice is really what legitimized his character for a president run.
It didn't just legitimize it, Ray. It created it. It didn't legitimize it because there was nothing to legitimize. Right. People just knew him as a real estate developer from New York.
Well, he wrote that one book, Rich Dad Poor?
No. He wrote Art of the Deal.
Art of the Deal. That's the one he wrote. Yeah. So, I mean, he had some, I guess, backing as a business person, but
not like that. I mean, it was all about real estate and and looking bigger than life. That was really his thing,
Sure.
Like if you believe it, it's there kind of thing. But what Apprentice did is put him in a courtroom and watched him interact with people, key decision making, and it was all written for him. Every single word literally was written for him. It's crazy.
I will say this. It is not always easy to read lines. I find that the hardest things I've ever done since, being on this show with you guys and doing more video is actually something that has been rehearsed and, a line has been written for me. If I just do something off the cuff, it's much better than me trying to say things like, hi. That's really difficult for me when it's on script because I have to put myself into an emotion, and right. I don't do that.
It's so funny when you talk about this stuff. You always get this, right? It says it's okay for you to take your head out of Joe Biden's ass occasionally. I made a comment about a story that has to do with a TV show that put somebody up and created a persona for them, and all of a sudden, that's what you get. You can't even make a comment about anything that has anything to do with the perception of this character, Donald Trump, without automatically being the worst person that ever was. I just simply brought up a conversation to be had, and automatically you just get this. This is why I don't try to talk about anything that really goes above and beyond the talking points from certain places, you just kind of move on. By the way, I made a mistake. Joe Kennedy wasn't a bootlegger. He was accused of being a bootlegger, and some people believed it, some people did not. It was never concluded of whether or not he went about that, but he did make some money in the liquor business for a while. That was a rumor that was going around. I want to make sure I get that right because I don't want that out there either, that I said something is equally as stupid. I did go and read on it during the break because somebody texted and said, hey, that was unfounded, and that's exactly right. It was unfounded. There were some rumors buzzing around that Kennedy may have bootlegged a little bit to create some of his fortune, but that maybe not the case. There you go. All done. Aren't you glad you get to witness that?
I got to see the facts being corrected and getting the story right,
There
and
you
that's
go.
how journalism's supposed to be, right?
All right, Ray Trunley's here from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. His offices are right there in Altamont Springs. By the way, you got to get up good and loud for Ray Trunley. Right?
Hey, woohoo!
You deserve that.
Thank you, guys.
So I took up 2 minutes.
I
of your
missed
time.
you. I was thinking about it. I was like, gosh, I feel like it's been so long since I saw you guys. And I realized I didn't see you last week. And
Yeah, you
that's
didn't.
what
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
me sadness. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Aw.
Well, let's get into it because I find something kind of interesting. So last week we were talking about a situation, and as we were talking about it, a kind of a question came up, and I found it to be kind of interesting. Okay, so the story is the P. Diddy when he beat up Cassie. That's the woman who filed the who filed the lawsuit. He paid her off the next day.
Yeah.
Gigantic amount of money, and now we know why, because there's crystal clear video. Obviously it's him. He's apologized for it, admitting it's him, and he beat this woman. He's kicking the hell out of her. She's a tiny thing.
It's a grotesque
and he's a
video.
monster. It is bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Bad as it gets. Our thing was this. So we had heard through the grapevine that he got access to that video, and he was the one who bought it and squashed it. Don't know how it came out now, but it kind of posed this question. And the question is like, so hotels, do they have a responsibility when it comes to footage of that nature? Because, I mean, this is just P. Diddy, but you can imagine the things that happen in hotel rooms and in the hallways in common areas of hotels, right? I mean, I would think that would be footage that you would protect at all costs, because if you think about hotels being a place where, human trafficking can happen, and if you are being human trafficked, and then all of a sudden your trafficker could just go to the hotel and offer the hotel $50 or $80, $100, $200,000 for the footage of you whipping somebody's ass in a hallway, I would think that would be a gross.
Oh, it's a problem for the hotel. I mean, so a couple things, and let's kind of back up. Every state has different laws about recording. Most states require at least one party to consent. A lot of states have two-party consent. And the way we generally get around that, like in the state of Florida, is when you sign your paperwork, when you get your hotel room, they say that there's going to be recordings and you agree to be recorded in common areas and things like that. Generally, they're not recording in bedrooms or bathrooms or things like that. That's private, and that's not generally where they are going to be recording because there's other legal issues there. But we generally give these hotels permission to record us, and part of the reason is safety, right? People get mugged or attacked in these hallways, and people get crazy in hotels, and so part of it's safety, and the hotel has an obligation to protect you. Part of it is the hotel, right? So they're trying to keep track of their employees, making sure that they're doing things that they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, sure.
And then there's these rare occasions where something like, this P. Diddy video happens, and then the hotel becomes a conduit for evidence. And that's where I think the hotel's got a really big problem.
Yeah.
So the first is did the hotel have knowledge that this allegation happened at or around that time? And I'm going to guess the obvious answer to that is yes, because mysteriously the video disappears.
It does not appear.
And that's a real problem, because if you have knowledge of evidence of a crime, you have an obligation to protect it and preserve it.
Right. This video, by the way, was from 2016.
Which, makes me think that there was a backup somewhere that they didn't know about. But conceptually speaking, the hotel itself has this obligation to protect and preserve this evidence. And if somebody's offering to buy evidence from you with the idea of destroying it or hiding it or somehow preventing it from being used in a criminal prosecution, you could be aiding and abetting a crime.
Yeah.
And
Well, they did aid and abet a crime then.
Yeah,
Because
I would think so.
If this footage was available in 2016, based on his actions by paying her off after she said that I'm going to sue you, that video had to be part of that lawsuit. I mean, I am assuming there. But why does the guy write a $50 million check or whatever it was the next day after saying he plans on vehemently fighting these charges that are all not true? Next day he writes whatever the check is, $550, $100, whatever it was. And then he says, well, he just wants everything to kind of go away and be peaceful.
Well, and I think that's where the hotel maybe has some hope, right? So hopefully whatever paperwork was signed at the time of that settlement check, hopefully she waives any claims she has against him for any of the evidence and producing any of those documents, and the hotel can make the argument that they were a beneficiary of that agreement. I'll tell you what, though. I don't even know the hotel, so I'm not saying this because I have a particular slanted view about one hotel or another.
It's called like the International Continental or something like that. It's not like like Wyndham or Hilton or anything like that.
But they should be very concerned about this. They should be very concerned how this video disappeared. And if I was their lawyer, we would be setting up protocols in place to make sure that this never happens in the future, because you want to talk about something that shuts down a hotel. If you are aiding and abetting the destruction of evidence of crimes that are happening at your hotel, and a single person gets hurt at that hotel in the future, and you knew that there was a dangerous condition, guess what? You're not talking about 3 or 4 or 5 zeros. You're probably talking about 9 zeros.
Oh, yeah.
Now, is this something that Cassie could go back to the hotel? And, I mean, because what is a hotel's responsibility when they see a crime in progress on their surveillance cameras rather than hide it and pay money potentially?
So generally we say to hotels that you've got a duty to protect the people that are staying in your hotel. And that's why, again, they have these camera policies where they're in the hallways because they have to protect you. So it's an elevated duty. So if they see you being the victim of a crime, they have an obligation to protect you. And let's say they saw it in real time, conceptually call security or 911. That probably didn't happen. I think that's probably overly ambitious to say that they caught it while it was happening. But certainly when they find out about these allegations, that they should have done something. And there might be a lawsuit that she has against them for cooperating in the destruction of evidence. And maybe her payout would have been even bigger had they came forward and said, we've got this video for you. We're going to give it to law enforcement.
But if she didn't file a complaint with the police, does she then still have a leg to stand on to challenge the hotel for not doing the same?
Yeah, I think that if you don't file a criminal complaint that immediately, that cuts against the argument a little bit. Yeah. But it's not uncommon. Victims of domestic violence don't report crimes immediately. And so you got to kind of look at the psychology of a victim in a situation like that. And so that's the reason why we don't have a 2-day statute of limitations. If you didn't call the cops at that moment, sorry, there's not going to be any criminal case.
Right, yeah.
We have, more often than not, it's like 5 years or 6 years or 10 years in a lot of places where you can file these complaints, which means, again, if that's evidence that you have and you destroy it within that time frame, you are knowingly destroying evidence, or you're cooperating with a knowing destruction.
It even gets worse in this CNN story about this. Is the one I sent you. It says that she came back to the room because he was such one of these vicious abusers. When she ran away, she thought to herself, he's going to be even more mad for me running away. She attempted to go back to the hotel to make it right. That's when the incident happened. Upon realizing that her running away could cause him to be even more angry and completely stuck in his vicious cycle of abuse, she returned to the hotel with the intention of apologizing for running away. Here's where it gets interesting. This is what the complaint claims. When she returned, hotel security staff urged her to get back into the cab and go to her apartment, suggesting that they had seen the security video footage showing him beating her and throwing glass at her in the hallway.
Wow.
So that means on the day of, there's a possibility the security team for the hotel actually knew this happened and urged her to get back in the vehicle so that this wouldn't happen to her.
It would be really interesting to me to see who the manager of the hotel was at that time.
Yeah.
And if that person is still the manager of that hotel now, and then what's going to happen to him, because that is bad facts.
Yeah, and it said according to this complaint, when she was 19, they met. He was 37. Their business relationship lasted until 2019. He was physically violent toward her, forced her to engage in various sex acts with other men during the time. He quotes, quote, this is what the attorney says, Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offenses and outrageous allegations, then pays her the next day. And this is no admission of wrongdoing.
Well, there's never admission of wrongdoing.
Right.
Texter says the hotelier sold that location to the current owners. So it's already it's under different ownership than it was in 2016.
So, I mean, what could play into that is obviously the likelihood of getting any kind of relief is probably pretty low when the hotel's out of business now, basically.
Because you know that
those
they
are
knew
bad
who was
facts, though.
Yeah, because they knew Diddy was staying there, so you knew they're probably if there was maybe a rando staying.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
They're not going to watch the security camera, but you know Diddy's in your hotel, right? You know people are sitting there. Did you see him? Did he come out yet? What's he wearing?
He was
Where's he
wearing,
going?
and he had a towel wrapped around him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing this with a towel and
I
flip-flops
forgot about
on.
that he had the towel wrapped around his waist and he
Like
was
he
running
walked-
down the hall. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like he walked out of the
Socks and a
spa.
towel.
Right. He grabbed her and pulled her down the hallway by her head.
I mean, that's
And
the
then
image I
kicked
have
her.
in my mind from watching the video whenever it leaked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, as she curled up in the fetal position, he was kicking her in the back.
That's bad facts. And hopefully...
Why is that? By the way, why is it? I mean, I know there's a statute of limitations on that.
Yeah.
I mean, we heard about the raid and everything. Nothing's happening. Do the systems move that slowly when it comes to stuff like this? When it's a lot of he said, she said stuff, or
so the federal
obviously this isn't he said,
the
she
federal
said.
court system does move a little bit slower than the state court system, and it's designed to really ferret out the facts of cases before it ends up, in front of a courtroom. It's not common that a state trial, like a statewide trial, that it takes 2 years or 3 years for it to get to a jury. It is not uncommon for a federal case to take 2 or 3 years to get to a jury.
Wow.
I mean, in the case of like Vince McMahon, one of his accusers was recently asked by the Department of Justice to delay her case so that the DOJ could do its own investigation. So that's been going on for a couple of years. And with Diddy, I would imagine since they seized stuff from properties in California and Florida,
it's a lot of
Maybe
people.
it's a lot of and digital evidence to go through and figure out.
They're building a case? Is that what you think? I mean, is that what they would do? They would build a gigantic case on multiple kind of things. Not a RICO thing, but I mean, just kind of building a case where there's so many different cases and different angles.
My experience is if the FBI or Department of Homeland Security is going to initiate a raid, they already have evidence of the crime.
Yeah.
But they want to keep pulling that thread because they know that there's more.
Right.
And so to say building your case, I don't think that probably encompasses the whole idea. I think they know there's more and they've got more threads to pull, and they're going to keep pulling those threads until they get the whole picture, because they don't want to beat you by 2 points. They want to put 20 up on you and embarrass you in court.
Sure, yeah.
They don't
They
go
want to
to
discredit you.
They don't want to go to court to lose. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. They want the evidence to be so overwhelming that you've got two options. You get embarrassed in court, or you turn on every single person around you so they can take down the whole network of traffickers or whatever. I don't know what a network of traffickers is even called, but
a cabal. A cabal of traffickers. Yeah, there you go.
That sounds that's nefarious. I like that.
A couple of things. I mean, we talked to Glenn about this a little bit. Did you watch any of the Trump trial stuff, and what did you think about it?
Yeah, I watched a lot of it. Is
that lawyer porn? Not really,
no,
though, right? Yeah.
But it's history.
Yeah.
I look at it as it was historical. I've got my own feelings about how it was done, and I definitely think that it could have been done differently.
Well, he's going to appeal it, and a lot of people believe that he'll win a number of these things on appeal.
Yeah, I don't know much about the New York appellate system. I will say, if I was that judge, I would have recused myself the first time that it was asked. And I think
for why? Just out of curiosity, because he was too close to it.
So a lot of the rules about recusal have to do with familial relationships. So conceptually speaking, let's say you and I are married. It's been very romantic engagement, and you're in trial in front of me, and I'm the judge in this scenario, like obviously I can't rule fairly if you and I are related by blood or marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there were a lot of ties to President Biden's campaign,
like his daughter or
and
something,
the daughter, right? And then he had made some comment. He, being the judge, had made some comments about it too to the public, and I just felt like just the appearance that there could be some conflict. To me, if I was the judge, I'd want to do it the most right way.
Yeah.
And I would say, there's another judge for this.
Sure.
There's somebody else who can do this trial.
That's an ego thing, though, for judges, is it not?
You're not supposed to have an ego, right? Like, you're supposed to be there as an arbiter to help make sure that justice is done. And I felt like that to me was the worst part about what happened. I felt like you've got evidence and credibility issues, and those things are present in every single case. So like those things to me weren't as important, but it was that part that I thought was very concerning. And I really, frankly speaking, I love our legal system, and it's not perfect. And I do think that judges get it right more than they don't. And again, it's still not perfect. I really don't like the attack on the judiciary, that it was somehow playing into this political scheme.
Well, it's been happening for years now.
And I hate that. It's my least favorite part about the world that we live in right now, is that any part of the political process, whether it's the executive or the legislative or the judiciary, that it could be influenced by any of their branches, because that's never supposed to have been that way.
Right.
And I just feel like that's what this whole thing has been about. And that kills me, because I want people to believe in the legal system. Lawyers aren't perfect either, but lawyers do a lot of good. And I just really, it's discouraging. So the outcome is what I expected when I heard the evidence and I saw the testimony. The outcome is what I expected. And these jurors, they just want to be led one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
And everything that they were seeing and everything that they were hearing was he's guilty. And the only thing that was really in contravention of that was, well, the two people that you are hearing from the most.
Yeah, one's a porn star, one's a liar.
One's a porn star, one's a liar. And that was all they had.
Right. But that's bad, right? It's bad that that's the only defense they had?
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, I mean, that's what when I talk to people about this, and again, I don't have any dog in the hunt. I do agree with you when you look at some of these charges, you're like, how'd they get there? Whatever. But, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like being reactive. The analogy I use is a boxing analogy. If you go into a boxing match and all you do is get punched in the face and you dodge maybe 15 punches, but you get punched 50 times, you're losing that match. You got to punch back.
Right, yeah.
And I didn't feel like former President Trump's legal team did enough punching back.
And they
just got punched.
And they didn't object any. I mean, apparently during Stormy Daniels' testimony, even the judge himself and other aides for the judge was like, why aren't you objecting to all this salacious information coming out?
Yeah.
Again, just poisoning that jury more and more against your client. But they chose not to do that, and they couldn't understand why. I think even in open comments, he basically he said he could not understand why they were not objecting to, what she was saying about certain parts of his body, or what she was saying about, how he was feeling or whatever, because that's all subjective at the time, and it's argumentative. You don't know. I mean, we can't prove that.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's some legal strategy tied to all of it, right?
Yeah.
Because, again, I don't believe the lawyers are dumb. So I do think there has to be some strategy. It's just, what is that strategy, and was it the right one? Again, it's easy to say armchair quarterback today.
Sure, yeah.
It wasn't the right strategy.
But look, can I tell you something? I just saw a blurb. They raised like $140 million off of this, so maybe this was the strategy. Who knows?
Could be.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We'll take a little break. Get back. You heard it here first, and get the hell out of here on a Monday.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
What's up, Central Florida? I'm Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. Low 90s the next few days. Pretty dry for Tuesday. Rain chances will be mainly closer to the west coast of Florida with sea breeze showers on Tuesday. Thursday and Friday, it's really hot, mid-90s, really humid. 40% chance of thunder showers in the evening Thursday and Friday. Then a front, actually, an uncommon early June front will move through late Friday night, and that'll send the rain chances and the humidity down for the upcoming weekend.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring. Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
Gold demand is hitting record highs, but supply may not keep up. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your retirement savings from a chaotic world. To learn how to diversify your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals, text the word SHELTER to 989898 for a free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold Group. That's SHELTER to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Attention soccer fans, get ready for an exciting matchup with one of the world's best in the second annual Allstate Continental Classico. Join us on June 12th at Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida for an unforgettable showdown between your U.S. men's national team and Brazil. This match is not just a game, it's a vital part of the USA's preparations for the 2024 Copa America. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at ussoccer.com/tickets.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Education doesn't just take place in the classroom. There are many ways children of all ages can learn about sustainability and the environment at home. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Earth for a list of resources, activity guides, and toolkits that are educational and fun for the whole family. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman for the law offices of Kaufman Lind. When I first graduated law school over 25 years ago, I had so many ideas of what practicing law would look like. Well, after 25 years, I learned the most important thing I can do is care. There are many nights that I spend thinking about what I can do, how I can make a case better, how I can protect my client. If that works for you and you are in an accident, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. Offices, Orlando.
At ViStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise to do good for our members and our communities. That's why we offer better banking options like better rates and no hidden fees. And we continually give back to the places we call home. That focus is one reason why ViStar was named a Best in State Credit Union by Forbes magazine. So join the nearly 1 million members who choose to bank with a leader. ViStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Insured by NCUA.
I bought one bottle of Harem. I'm about 3/4 of the way through it, and I had a balding spot on the crown, and I don't have that bald spot anymore. So I know it's working for me. I can definitely tell a difference. And my barber said your hair seems thicker. I have fine hair, but it's just thicker. It's kind of gradual, but like I said, I've only had one bottle.
Fantastic results, Mark. Harem can absolutely regrow your hair. Made for both men and women and all hair types, Harem treats receding hairlines, the crown of the head, and thinning hair. Harem has proven to be as effective as minoxidil, but without harsh chemicals, no side effects, and provides long-lasting results. For a natural solution to regrow thicker, healthier hair, go to greatlifenow.com and see how you can get a free bottle of Harem today. That's greatlifenow.com. greatlifenow.com. greatlifenow.com.
iHeartRadio Broadway celebrates this year's Tony Awards Sunday, June 16th, and takes you backstage with Broadway's biggest stars and commercial-free Broadway hits 24/7. Popular. Just search iHeartRadio Broadway on the iHeartRadio app and start listening.
Okay, this contract looks good to me. Let me just run it by my lawyer.
Everyone knows that having a good lawyer on hand can be a real game changer. Which is why Legal Shield connects you to a vetted law firm in your state for a low monthly fee. Only Legal Shield has been providing this kind of legal peace of mind for over 50 years. Need an experienced set of eyes on that fine print? With Legal Shield, you can say,
Let me run it by my lawyer.
is the dealership giving you a hassle about warranty repairs?
I guess we'll have to talk to our lawyer.
And for that will you've been putting off, you can finally tell your family.
We're good. I had our lawyer take care of it.
Legal Shield isn't AI bots. It's a dedicated group of real lawyers who have your back, no matter what the future brings. All for around the price of those streaming services you don't watch anymore. Sign up at LegalShield.com/radio today. PPLSI does not provide legal representation or advice. See a plan for complete terms.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit OneFirmForLife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan. This is the Jim Colbert Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube, and right here on Real Radio 104.1.
I'd like to know Ray's stance on Donald Trump staying in Home Alone 2, because Jimmy, you better not be putting a motion to get him out of that movie, you son of a bitch.
I missed that. I don't care what Donald Trump does. I really don't. I don't. I just find it fascinating. I thought that story was really fascinating. And I still think it is. I mean, if you ever get a chance, you read it. It's a Yahoo Entertainment story about the producers of The Apprentice coming forward to talk about what it was like producing that show. And the whole thing was, Ray, by the way, the whole thing was that they basically almost took credit for creating the aura that is Trump that really kind of led him to be the president.
I mean, just what you said with, the decisive decision maker. I mean, we heard that so many times. And so...
now, I will tell you, he did get credit for coming up with the number one thing on that show, which is...
You're fired.
You're fired. That wasn't going to be that. Matter of fact, it was going to be... I'm sorry, we have to let you go. Yeah, we're not going to retain your services for future endeavors or something like that.
That's much worse.
But when they recorded the very first firing thing, when that went down for the very first show, the producer's like, that doesn't have any pop. What would you normally do? And I'd just go, you're fired. And he goes, well, that's what we're going to do. So even after the guy knew he was going to get thrown off the show, they had to come back in and refilm the shot so he could say, you're fired. And then he tried to copyright that, which was smart. They wouldn't let him do it.
Oh man!
But yeah.
I like the Celebrity Apprentice. Those are the ones I watch. The Celebrity one.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Jack is here. Yeah. Ray Trinley, of course, is always here on Mondays. Yeah. Good to see you, buddy. That's
Good to see you guys.
OneFirmForLife.com. Offices are right there in Altamont Springs. And of course, they handle a myriad of legal maladies that you may have and can give you some answers. Do that every day, like you did this morning, right?
Did it this morning. I'll do it tomorrow and a couple more times before the week is over.
All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Unfortunately, a missing persons case out of Lakeland is now considered a homicide investigation, and 2 men are in custody on charges that include accessory after the fact and tampering with evidence. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says he believes 21-year-old Adonai Rivera and 25-year-old Talon Page are responsible for Ethan Fussel's death, but Fussel's body has yet to be found. Judge says both Rivera and Page have extensive criminal histories, and he also wants anyone with information to come forward.
So if you were one of the young ladies that's just hanging out there because it was a cool thing to do, we'd like to have you as a witness. We'd like to have you cooperate. We would like to have you tell us where Ethan is so we can return him to his family.
Yeah, Judd says Ethan Fussell was, quote, a good kid, end quote, whose only mistake was getting involved with Rivera and Page. Rivera said to be his best friend. He says more arrests and charges are possible.
Wow.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Unbelievable, man.
All right, Israel is confirming the deaths of 4 more hostages that were being held in Gaza. The IDF informed the families of Chaim Perry, Yoram Metzger, Anaram Cooper, and Nadav Popplewell on Monday that they are, quote, no longer alive. They were abducted and taken to the Gaza Strip by Hamas during the October 7th attack on Israel. The IDF says they were able to pronounce them dead based on intelligence. The cause and timing of their deaths, that's still being investigated. And then finally, back here in the state of Florida, South Florida judge will let beautiful girl singer Sean Kingston post a $100,000 bond on 10 fraud and theft plus probation violation charges. Prosecutors said, hey, judge, leave that bond alone.
considering the amount of money allegedly involved in this matter, the level of fraud. Also noting that Mr. Anderson allegedly committed these offenses while on probation in the state of California for trafficking stolen property.
Yeah, didn't learn his lesson, I
He
guess.
doesn't know. He and his mom are in it, boy.
Yeah, Broward Sheriff's Office detectives say Kingston and his mother were involved in an elaborate scheme to obtain expensive items but then not pay for them. Kingston's mother, Janice Turner, was arrested last month when their Southwest Ranches home west of Fort Lauderdale was raided. She was released days later after posting her $160,000 bond. Also under the terms of his release, Kingston, whose real name is Keshawn Anderson, won't be able to have contact with his mother, and he'll also have to turn over his passport.
They don't want him getting that story straight.
You heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thanks, Deb. I appreciate that. All right, let's get the hell out of here, Jackson. Big day coming up tomorrow, of course. We have What'd You Do That's New. We also have It's Only Money with our buddy Scott Brown. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks. Plenty of fun stuff to talk about. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to start off thanking friendly attorney Ray Trendley from
This good-looking guy.
TK Law,
This
onefirmforlife.com.
This smooth MFer. Look at him.
Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station, 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube
Yeah,
chat.
thanks, fellas. We appreciate that so much, guys. We really do. Jack, question of the day?
Yeah, we had it on our Instagram story as well as in our YouTube chat. Do you pee in the shower?
Well, I mean, I do.
How many of the respondents do you think?
The weird thing is, I do it when I'm not in the shower. It makes
Wow,
it
that's
odd.
good aim.
Yeah, it's odd.
No dribble?
Yeah, I would say, God, 75% of the people who listen to the show do that.
Do you want Ray to commit to this?
Yeah,
question?
Ray, you want to?
You don't have to answer this.
You don't have to
Ray.
answer if you do or not.
I would say 30%.
Oh, wow.
87% say yes.
Wow. Yeah. Ray. We're very, very water conscious in this room.
And it's exactly why I thought of it. I looked at the toilet. The toilet's clean, and I'm about to take a shower. I'm like, if I pee in there, then I'm going to have to flush all that down. All that water I got
It's
to
right there, man.
Yeah, but
Just
there's
go right
nothing
there.
worse than like if you're sharing the shower with another person that then they, you know.
Well, that's different, Ray.
That's a different.
At the same time? No.
Look, I've been to truck stops. I've done that. All right, let's get the hell out of here. A big day coming up tomorrow, like I said. We will have What'd You Do That's New, Deb's Choice. We'll go over that.
Yep.
And that's the Pacific, Georgia, or the Pacific Garbage Patch.
It's the one of 5 garbage patches that are in the oceans around the world, and it's how they're trying to clean them up.
Yeah, we'll do It's Only Money as well. Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks. On behalf of Deb Jack and our buddy Ray Trendley, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Colbert Time, and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
Bye.
I do ginger brandy.
A corporate time with